Good evening and welcome to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show here on BCTV. Hi, I'm Jeff Doan.
Hey, Mike Wisdell. Nice to meet you.
Welcome back, brother.
It's good to see you too, my friend.
It's been 2 long weeks since we've been together. We were in Texas one week, and congratulations, Grandpapa.
Yeah.
You were a very worthy miss last week to go down and welcome that great addition to your family.
Yeah, we had a great time down there in St. Clair Shores, and our first grandchild, Foster Jones Johnson, came into the world September 18th at 11:43, 20 pounds, 7 pounds, 13 ounces.
How about 20 inches long? 20-pounder, you say? That's
20 inches, 7.13 pounds. It was, when they say when you get to be a grandfather, it changes. It really does. So we're very happy, and baby's happy and healthy, and everybody's doing great. So a lot of good wishes from everybody. We greatly appreciate it.
Well, we'd like to thank Morley Frazier and Mr. Michael Vincent last week helping us out to go, but nothing like saying
back
next
in the
to
saddle.
You, partner. So this week we've got a great matchup. No cross-town rivalry. They're just shooting right out here to the cornfield from John Glenn. The Bobcats at 1-4 this year have had flashes of brilliance, just not had the consistency they'd hoped for.
Jeff, the consistency hasn't been there, but you know what? That's a good football team. They're very well coached. They got some talent out there. I'm looking for them to do some big things tonight, and we haven't seen this matchup in a long time, 37 years to be exact, if I'm not mistaken. So it's good to see these two teams hooking up again.
When you look at this team for John Glenn, youth is the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, youth of John Glenn, they had a youthful team last year. They have a youthful team this year. So when you talk about that youth, you see a lot of those mistakes that young kids make. But, you got to live through that and learn to live for another down. They've done some nice things this year. They're still working on some things, but they're going to put a really good effort out here tonight against the Warriors.
Missing their unquestioned leader tonight that has been there for 3 years at the quarterback position will be a transition for this Bobcat team.
That's going to be a little bit of a tough task, Jeff, but that's part of the game. People get hurt and people can't play, so other people are going to have to step up, and Job's going to be on the sideline, and he's going to be like an extra coach over there, so he'll get into the quarterback's ears and say, hey, this is what I'm seeing, here's what you should do, and so everybody deals with it. It's just something that you have to deal with on a weekly basis.
Then we head out to the cornfield in what you and I both deemed as a superb hire out here in Coach Chris Willers.
Yeah, Chris is a high-energy guy. We had a chance to talk to him in the pre-season show. He is all fired up. He's back home. He's a Bay City kid. He's teaching out here in the social studies department for Western. So really a very good hire. He's doing some nice things. It's going to be a process. It might not come this year, maybe not next year, but he's building that program, getting his coaching staff, getting his kids to believe, getting in the weight room. And what I like about him, Jeff, he's a detail kind of guy. When you got a detail kind of guy like that, it's the little things that are going to win you a lot of football games.
Sophomore at quarterback last year, got his feet wet. Growing pains, to be mild with it, but Carter Bachgalupo now as a junior, I think is ready to take control of this team.
Yeah, let's look at the league they're playing in too. You're starting as a sophomore in the Saginaw Valley League. Now he's a junior. He knows what to expect. He knows the speed. He knows the size of the kids, and he knows the other teams defensively. So I'm looking for big things for him tonight, and I think this is going to be a really, really good matchup for Bay City Western. These teams are pretty evenly matched. So this is going to be a really interesting football game.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy. The best is yet to come. It's John Glenn and Western right here on BCTV. Back in a moment with all the game action.
Where did this rash come from?
Hold on, let me see. Could be bed bugs.
Oh. Mom, Grant says I have bed bugs.
Let's see what the doctor says.
Introducing Covenant Virtual Care. Real-time video doctor visits, e-prescriptions, and follow-up. Now extraordinary care comes to you.
See, it's just poison ivy. Smart advanced.
Learn more at covenantvirtualcare.com.
Good evening and welcome back to our Game of the Week here on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you. Western was a little tardy getting on the field and assessed a 15-yard penalty. So the John Glenn Bobcats, Mike, will be kicking off from the 45-yard line of the Western Warriors, and they go ahead and try and go onside, and Western is prepared.
Nice job by the Warriors, Jeff, getting on that ball. You know, on those onside kicks, you just got to jump on it. Don't try picking up. That ball does some goofy things. It's got that odd oblong shape to it, and it does goofy things. Great field position to start the game for the Western Warriors.
When I see those little squib-type kicks, I can't help but think of Jeff Beisel, because every one of his kickoffs were always of that squib variety, because he knows once that ball hits the ground 3-4 times, it'll take a funny hop somewhere along the way.
I lived that world for 2 years, so I know Jeff Beisel very well.
1st and 10 for the Western Warriors. Carter Bachkalupo with a single back and twins to the near side. Let's see what they're able to pull up on first down. There's a little seam down the sidelines at the 50, the 40, the 30, down to the 22-yard line and out of bounds. What a great run by the Western Warriors.
It's number 44, Jeff Taylor Pop, the junior, takes it all the way down. I tell you what a great start for the Western Warriors, brought out of bounds by the Bangor John Glenn Bobcats. What a nice job for Western to start the game.
Pop and Witzko were 2 sophomores for Western last year that we certainly said were going to be heard from. Direct snap, going right back, and again, Pop bangs forward, and he gets about 3 yards after contact and pulls forward. So a great start again, as they are going to give him about 4 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Look at the neon-colored down markers over there.
Yes, very
Almost
nice.
looks like they're halogen lit.
LED.
Yes, indeed. Carter Bachkalupo back under center. They're going to give that ball to Pop on the outside. He cuts back across the grain. Look at him move the pile again, as he's going to pick up about 4.5, 5 yards. He's going to be just shy of the 10-yard line. Saw nothing to the outside, planted that outside foot, squared the shoulders, and really finished strong.
Really a nice runner, Jeff. He's got also good vision. He saw the hole, squared up the shoulders, like you said. 3rd down and short for the Warriors, just underway.
It's from the 11-yard line. Carter Bachkalupo, they feed Pop again, and he is hit right at the line of scrimmage. And he did fall forward to just inside the 10-yard line and is going to pick up the first down. Probably the hardest yard of real estate that he's going to have to pick up all night long. He really had to work for that.
Mason McLean on the tackle for the Bobcats, Jeff. It'll be 1st and goal to goal for the Bay City Western Warriors. Just what Coach Willerts wanted to start this football game against an old rivalry coming back to the cornfield.
Indeed. You also have to watch Michek. He is right here on this left side wing. He will be involved in the offense at some point as well. Very talented young man. Jet sweep coming to the near side of the field. Great downfield block from Pop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Into the end zone. It is a Bay City Western Warrior touchdown.
Wow.
What a pop block downfield at about the 6-yard line. Sealed the corner and allowed that run to get into the end zone for the first 6 of the ball game.
Nice job by wide receiver number 9, Jake Frizel. Jeff out there. He was out all by himself on man coverage. Nice seal block. Not a pancake, but just enough to get the runner into the end zone. Big start for the Western Warriors.
Ethan Malin to attempt the extra point. It's up. It's plenty long. And it's good. Time out of the field with 10:01 left in our first quarter. Western 7. John Glenn waiting to get their hands on the ball for the first time. We'll take a break and be back in a moment right here on Bay County TV.
AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested transportation service. For over a decade, we have been helping our clients to get to their destination on time, in style, and comfort. AAA's services include non-emergency medical transport, wheelchair accessible, school transportation, and shuttle services. We strive to provide exceptional customer service and tailor our fleet to meet your individual needs. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. To set up your next appointment, give us a call at 989-893-8294.
Here we go, back on Bay County TV. Jeff Toad and Mike Wasdala along with you, Jared and Natalie Doan. Upstairs on the camera, Nick Page producing and directing.
The crew is back.
Wow. There's a high, deep end-over-end kick from Malin taken on the 5-yard line by the John Glenn Bobcats. Little seam up the middle out to about the 36 or 7-yard line. Western trying to strip that ball away, but a beautiful return and a great start. And that was number 6. Daniel Wolscheid, and he will be the number 1 target wide receiver. Mike, he's on pace for a 60 reception year this year. That's pretty impressive.
That is really impressive, Jeff. That's a nice year for that young man. Good field position for the Bobcats. First time they got their paws on the football right at the 35-yard line.
1st and 10, John Glenn. As the quarterback is Garrett. Trying to turn around the corner. Makes the first person miss.
That was Wolscheid.
Gets about 2 yards on the play.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
As they ran that to the outside. But when we walked down on the field and looked at Garrett, he's a defensive end. He's a pretty big kid. He's a pretty good drink of water.
That's a good-sized quarterback, but it looks like number 6, Wolscheid's going to take the first few snaps right here for the John Glenn Bobcats.
How about this with quads to this side of the field? Again, trying to stretch the corner into the quads. And Bay City Western defense absolutely all over the place, led by, amongst others, Van Driesch.
Yeah, Taylor Pop was also in there, Jeff. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 10 for the Bobcats. Right at their own 35-yard line. Quarterback now is number 8. Coming in is Garrett for the John Glenn Bobcats.
So he's here on a pretty obvious passing situation. And I'll tell you one thing early on for the John Glenn Bobcats, being without Rory O'Hare, which would be a great compliment to Wolscheid. They would have 2 of the top receivers in Bay County. But unfortunately, Rory out for the season with an injury. Downfield, a wide open pass intended for Osdike and just over the top of his head, and just a little bit too much adrenaline on that first Garrett pass.
He had some sauce on that thing, Jeff, just a little bit too high, but a nice route by the receiver for the Bobcats right into the open area. But 4th down and 10, the Bobcats will have to punt it away. But, that's a nice play that you, as a coach, you keep that play in the back of your mind. It was wide open. So I think they had the 2 deeps. He just kind of found a spot on the field.
Pop nearly got his hands on the ball. That thing is going to hit on about the 45-yard line and take a great bounce for the John Glenn Bobcats about 11 yards after it hits the ground. Western Warriors start the play exactly where they started the first time on their 32-yard line.
Exactly. Nice punt. Good field position for the Warriors, Jeff. And let's see what Coach Willerts and his offensive staff has in mind for their second time of getting the football.
I think he's going to rely on his big uglies up front and just allow Pop to run the football a whole lot until John Glenn can show that they can stop it. We'll find out. That's what they do on first down. A little bit of seam on the outside. We've got a penalty flag down. After a gain, Pop picks up about 4 yards. Look at him just carrying white jerseys with him. When that referee, after the play starts, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have offensive holding.
Cody Higgins in on the tackle, but this play will be called back, Jeff. You're probably right. Holding will be the call.
It'll be 1st and 20.
Yep. But nice job by the John Glenn Bobcat defense, getting a lot of hats of the football. You can see that Western absolutely loves the number 44, Taylor Pop, the junior running back, and they're going to ride that young man. He's had a great first quarter so far.
He certainly made a statement on that first play of the game where he cruised down the near sidelines for a monster gain. And
he can do it between the tackles, and he's got a little speed, a little extra gear when he gets around the corners.
Well, you don't just throw a flail arm out against him because he'll run your arm right out. Spachkalupo trying to go around the corner, and there was a whole lot of white jerseys flowing to the football, led by, amongst others, number 26, Friedenberg.
Nice penetration by the defensive line, Jeff. We said it many times. Penetration, when you break that down at the point of attack, that only good things happen for the defense right there. 2nd down and 19 for the Warriors. 7.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Boy, I was going to say Western's really got it packed in, and now look, they go empty with trips to the wide side of the field. Bachgalupo does a nice job waiting for that last slot receiver to be set. They're going to throw a quick ball on the inside, and the wide receiver didn't quite look ready, and I think that we're going to have timeout on the field, Western, as the coaches are going to talk things over on this big 3rd down and 18-yard-to-go situation. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on Bay County TV.
So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Coquitlam, or give us a call at 989-684-9607.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala, Peaches and Herb reunited once again.
It's been a while.
Oh, brother, it's great to have you back.
It's good to be back.
3rd down and about 18 yards to go. Western knows that they're set and ready to go, but we didn't have the ready for play from our referee yet. So we're going to have a penalty flag down on the play, and the pass is almost intercepted and incomplete. And Max and Smith, but we do have the referee tossing a flag.
That was early.
He's got to have some motion here.
Yeah. Nice job right there by number 40, Aaron Norfleet, Jeff. He became a defender right there, the wide receiver for Western. He went up with that offhand, just tried to knock that ball away because he felt that ball had a possibility of being intercepted. So he went from offense to defense and did a nice job right there. Good play by that young man.
I'm a little perplexed by the call because the referee, as soon as the play was started, then he threw his flag into the line of scrimmage, and he called illegal procedure, but he wouldn't be calling illegal procedure for 6 men on the line. That would be something that you would get from somebody other than him. You'd get one of your two head linesmen or the line judge doing that. So don't know what it is, but he was confident right away when he tossed it, and a nice punt for the Western Warriors. But again, at the 35-yard line, the John Glenn Bobcats will start their second offensive possession in pretty good field position.
Yeah, again, good field possession, Jeff. And we took a walk down on the field before the game and talked to a few players and some coaches and stuff. Nice field condition tonight. Grass is the right length, and weather it will not be a factor in this ball game. A little bit of wind, but not too bad.
Well, I officiated out here on Wednesday, and I'll tell you what, this field is as plush at this time of the year as I've ever seen it before. Garrett back to pass. He's trying to go deep. He has got Wolfshide, and it's complete down to the 30-yard line. Garrett was absolutely on the dot with that pass.
Beautiful pass, just where he had to put it. Jeff, number 10, Jacob Watucky, in on the tackle, but Garrett put some air underneath it, let the receiver run to it, stuck the hands out. Nice throw, nice catch. Big first down, big confident building first down for the Bobcats.
Big change in field position.
Yeah, huge.
Too. As Garrett out of the shotgun. He's got trips here to the near side of the field. Looks things over, run up the middle.
Oh.
And not much there as the right side of the defensive line. That ball could have come loose.
It did come loose, and fighting for those extra yards in it. But I think the play was called dead, Jeff. Number 11 for the Warriors has the football, Dakota Wall. But it did pop out, but they're going to say that he wasn't going any farther, so they're going to call it Bobcat second down.
As that ball will virtually go back to the line of scrimmage, second down and 10 yards to go. As again, the trips here to the near side of the field as Garrett, the quarterback, in for Joe Blong that got injured last week. He's going to throw a pass on the outside. There's some major holding going on and no call as the play gets down to about the 20-yard line and will be enough to move the sticks, and a 1st and 10 for the John Glenn Bobcats. Boy, the wide receiver on this side of the field had a whole lot of jersey, and the Western defender couldn't get there. But this line judge on this side, you got a lot to worry about there, is you're going to have to try and make sure that everybody's in line, and you're trying to follow the flight of the ball and the ball carrier. And
he's got to multitask is what you're telling me?
He's got a whole bunch of things to do, but the Bobcats were lucky. They got away with one there. Maybe these guys are just going to let them play tonight, which would be fine as well. Garrett loses the snap twice, and it's down on the ground. And the Western Warriors do it. Might be chalked up here, Mike, to a touch of inexperience. He tried to pick it up and make a play instead of just diving on it and living for another down.
Big recovery right there by the big fella, Jeff, number 79, Gavin Nagy, the senior defensive tackle. He just jumped on that thing and recovered it for the Western Warriors. Big turnover for the Bobcats. 1st and 10 for the Warriors at their own 25-yard line.
Bobcats will still come out of that drive realizing they can move the football. So that was still not a wasted drive for them. They would have liked to end it up with points. But now the Western Warriors with their hands back on the football. Pop is hit in the backfield, and great penetration defensively by the Bobcats.
Looks like number 26, Jeff, Bryce Friedenberg for the John Glenn Bobcats got in. A big loss on the play of about 4 yards, 2nd down and 14.
Well, he had backside contain, and he just held his ground.
Yep.
Didn't matter where the play was going, and it came right to him.
You know, one thing I noticed about these teams early, Jeff, watching them for the very first time, a lot of discipline on both these teams by their players.
Pop going right up the middle, and he got back just shy of the original line of scrimmage, as they're only going to give him a couple of yards out to the 22-yard line. So we're still going to be 3rd down and 13 yards to go with the double sticks.
Man, McLean in there on the tackle with a host of his friends in those white Bobcat jerseys. But again, really good, solid tackling right now, Jeff. Good fundamental football by both squads. Love to see that.
Twins to the near side, trips to the far side with an empty backfield. We'll see what the Bobcats come with. They come with just 4. Time to throw the football. It is complete for a 1st down from the quarterback, Jake Frizzell, as he came in and replaced Carter Bacigalupo on this last series in a big completion for a Western Warrior 1st down.
Man, nice job by the receiver, number 1, C.J. Trail, the junior wide receiver, Jeff. Kind of just sat down again in that little open area, that gap, that open space on the field, and Bacigalupo just threw a rope to him, and it's a big 1st down for Western. Nice pass.
That was certainly a nice pass, and a nice tackle that time as well by the Bobcats, as trying to come upfield again, and there's a ball loose on the ground, and it looks like John Glenn thinks they may have their hands on it.
They do have it. It looks like it's going to be John Glenn ball, Jeff.
Trying to see who came up with that ball. It looked like it could have been...
I think that was number 73, if I'm not mistaken.
That would be Carter France.
Not quite sure, but a big turnover for the Bobcats. Back and forth we go.
Boy, and both teams with a giveaway here in the 1st quarter. Who takes advantage of the miscues? We'll find out soon. 39-yard line of the Western Warriors. 1st and 10 for the John Glenn Bobcats. The quarterback, Garrett, out of the shotgun as he moves his receivers around. He's got motion coming to the near side of the field. And not much going there for Wolfscheid.
Man, Taylor Pop came up from that linebacker position, and really we got illegal procedure again. Isn't that always a dead ball foul?
Unless there's only 6 men on the line.
Gotcha.
And see, that's when I reverted back to the referee throwing that penalty flag and calling illegal procedure, and the play was not called dead, because that's something that you normally are going to find from either your line judge or from your head linesman. So that's the only procedure that would not kill the play at the onset.
The Western Warriors did refuse the penalty. There was no gain on the play. There'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Bobcats. 3:20 to go here in the 1st quarter.
Boy, this 1st quarter has taken quite a while, as it's just cruised by. A few mistakes by both teams, but the Western Warriors with a score. Garrett back to pass. He is going to throw a dart down the field that is complete for about a 5-yard play down to the 35-yard line, and that's Ozdek.
Jacob Watucky in on the tackle for the Western Warriors, Jeff. 3rd down and 5 for the John Glenn Bobcats just inside the 35-yard line of the Western Warriors. Don't forget, got a nice homecoming crowd here tonight, so a lot of festivities going on. The parade was earlier. We'll have the King and the Queen, and then everybody will be rocking tomorrow night at the homecoming dance.
Well, the pageantry of it all. We'll know who the King is at halftime and the Queen. As the ball is tipped away, Witzko looked like he came through and made it happen. Penalty flag down on the play. We've got holding on the offense. And are they going to go with 3rd down and 15 and give them another shot, or go 4th and 5? I think they back them up.
Yeah, Wade Witzko with good pressure from his defensive line position. Wade's junior, Jeff, and looking down this Western Warrior team on both these squads, we got a lot of young players, sophomores and juniors that are making major contributions this year.
Well, I suspected that Coach Willards would want to accept that penalty.
He tuned in.
He's probably tuned into BCTV.
He knows how good you are. You handy Wildcats stick together.
We hang together. You got it. 3rd down and a whole bunch. We got 3rd down and 19 yards to go now for the John Glenn Bobcats. But Garrett has shown the ability to throw a pretty ball if he has time to throw it. He's got an offset back to the wide side of the field with trips over there. He's got time to throw the football. Now the pocket escapes him. He's going to be running for his life. He stays on his feet and is not going to get to that 1st down marker, and I think they're going to get Western for a late hit on the sidelines, and that's going to breathe new life into the John Glenn Bobcat offense.
Boy, they had good pressure on him, Jeff, and he got outside and he got back to the original line of scrimmage, or that close to it. But they did throw a penalty flag. Let's see what the referee has to say.
It's going to be a late hit. I'm almost positive. Reed Zielinski almost had him as he tripped him up, and Garrett was able to regain his balance. Personal foul, late hit, and that'll go 15 yards against the Western Warriors and be enough to move the sticks and give the John Glenn Bobcats a 1st down and 10-yard to go situation just inside the 30.
Boy, tough break right there for the Western Warriors, Jeff. That late hit got the Bobcats that 1st down, good field position. Like you said, about the 29 and a hook yard line.
You got to have discipline defensively. You got to know where those sticks are at. He's 10 yards short. He's going out of bounds. Let him go. And it would have been 4th down. As they come up to the line of scrimmage. Looking over to the sideline right now. Jeremy Werner on the sideline as he shouts encouragement out to his troops. As they've got Twins with a slot here to the near side of the field. Woolshide trying to come around the corner. And look at the defensive pursuit. Woolshide has to work hard for a couple of yards on the play as the Western Warriors really got to the football in a hurry, led by number 33, Van Driesch, defensively.
Well, nice job just stringing that play out right there, Jeff. And everybody stayed disciplined, stayed in their lanes, didn't get caught inside or outside, just kept running that thing to the sideline, used that sideline as an extra defender. Nice job by the Warriors. A little bit of a gain. Call it gain of 3, 2nd down and 7, Jeff.
Boy, and last week they used Woolshide on that play too, but when Central came up to do it, then he just kind of flicked the pass downfield for about a 35-yard gain early in the game.
Look for that. You'll see that.
It's in the playbook. We know that. So Woolshide now in motion to the wide side of the field. They're going to come back with a screen to the backside. Picking up 1st down yardage on the play. Looks like number 26, Fredenberg. And another late flag going out on the field.
Ben Shepard in on the tackle for the Warriors, Jeff. Nice screenplay right there. Good read by the Warriors, and Bobcats did a nice job getting downfield and holding their blocks, but they're going to have another penalty.
So what we've got, the officials are mic'd up, obviously, so that they can talk to each other. Dead ball, personal foul, another one, and they're going to be offsetting.
Yep.
And the result of the play will be a 1st down, as these officials, just like last week's game, Mike, they called a lot of penalties early on to try and make this rivalry game stay clean.
Yep.
It's up to the players to adapt to that style.
Yep, you're absolutely right, Jeff. When I was coaching, told my kids, you just got to adapt to what they're doing. If they're going to be consistent, we got to adapt.
First and 10 for the John Glenn Bobcats in the red zone at the 17-yard line of the Western Warriors. Look at the press man coverage here on the short side of the field defensively by the corners. Garrett goes downfield, and that pass is perfectly thrown. Did he get into the end zone? It is a John Glenn Bobcat touchdown.
Wow.
Fredenberg, I'll tell you what, absolutely nice over-the-shoulder catch. Knew exactly where he was. Just got his tootsies in the ball inside that pylon for the Bobcat touchdown.
Garrett has got a really nice touch on the football, Jeff, and when he puts a little air onto it, he can really do a nice job. And that was a heck of a throw into a very tight area. Man, what a nice throw.
Hostake with the attempt for the extra point. It's up, it's plenty long, and it's plenty good. Time out of the field with 55.9 ticks left in the first. We're all knotted up. The Warriors and the Bobcats at 7. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
Another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And build
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Back on Bay County TV as we take a peek over at the John Glenn Bobcats as they break the huddle to come out as they've tied up this score with a very impressive drive.
Nice job by the Bobcats, Jeff. Good touch pass by Garrett to number 26. I think that was Wolscheid for the Bobcats to tie this game up. This has been a very entertaining football game so far here in the first quarter. And kind of a game of big plays for both squads when they're going into the end zone.
Well, Fredenberg did such a nice job of watching that ball come right over his shoulder.
I'm sorry.
As he brought that thing in.
Nice concentration by that young man.
There's a high, deep end-over-end kick.
We got some kickers on these two teams, too.
We certainly do. Back up over the 20. Up over the 30 with some room. It looks like number 5. It's Doty. He's at the 40, the 35, the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. It's a Western Warrior touchdown. Wow, 90 yards, no penalty flags down on the play. Caught that ball having to backpedal to get to it. Got a seam block about the 30-yard line, cut across the grain, and wow,
man,
untouched into the end zone, showing a little speed. That couldn't be any relation to Al. I know it's his grandson.
Nice job right there. Good down backside blocking, Jeff. Downfield blocking. Good fundamentally sound. Again, here we go for that extra point. 41.6 ticks to go.
The extra point is up. It's plenty long from Malin, and it's good. Time out of the field with 41.6 left in the first. It's 14-7. Western over John Glenn. Back in a minute for this track meet on Bay County TV.
How's married life? Are you ready to have a baby? Baby, baby. How about that baby? Ooh. I'm not getting any younger.
When you are ready, with the only neonatal intensive care unit in the Great Lakes Bay region, Covenant is the safest place for your delivery. Go to mycovenantbaby.com.
Back on Bay County TV, Jeff Toad and Mike Wasdala along with you. Jared and Natalie Doan up on the camera. Nick Page directing and producing. That was a wow factor 12 seconds there, Mike.
Man, I'll tell you what, that was a nice run by Adam Doty for that touchdown. 14-7, Jeff. Western with the lead. Here we go. A little onside squib kick.
That thing is going to be dropped down on the field. And up over the 40-yard line on the return with a beautiful job returning the ball. I'm waiting to see if that was Forrester.
No, that was number 15 for the they don't have a 15. Yeah, there's a 15 out there.
Well, shame on them.
Christie. It said Christie on the
all right.
on the back of the uniform. I had to put the binoculars on. I couldn't see that far with my own eyes.
And you didn't hear Dick Harmon upstairs with an answer either. So He was waiting for Bay County TV to confirm with him.
Well, everybody listens to us once in a while.
Looking for that number change. Can't find it, but we'll have Christy into the program. Twins to the near side, twins to the far side. Single offset back for Garrett. He's back to pass. Here comes the troops. And that ball's picked off by the Western Warriors. That is big number 79 down at the 10, down to the 6-yard line.
73.
It's Whitskill. The big train came through. I thought Whitskill got to the quarterback, but that was number 75 that got in there, Joel Mueller, and he just ripped that ball away from the screen pass and said, give this to me. Ooh, this is my dream. This is a lineman's dream. Defensive lineman never get a chance to pick up that ball and run. He had visions of sugar plums dancing in his head, thought he could have got pay dirt. He got down to the 6. He's elated.
He told Coach Willard preseason, I want to play wide receiver, and he's proving him wrong right now.
Oh, he's saying,
great set of
show
hands.
me the ball, Coach.
What a nice job by that young man.
Here's Pop with a great pivot step as he goes to the outside. He's down to the 1-yard line. Doesn't quite look like he did get into the end zone. It's a Western Warrior
touchdown. Wow.
25 seconds and 2 scores for the Western Warriors have really changed the first quarter of this ball game.
Quick. You go from 7-7 to possibly 21-7 in 25 seconds. Absolutely incredible. Great job by that defensive line, Jeff. Yelling screen, you know exactly what you got to do.
Well, and when you've got 3 defensive linemen that come through virtually untouched, that it's a jailbreak.
Yeah, that's when you're yelling screen. And nice job, good discipline by the defensive line and Whitskill to stay back and make sure that they break up that screen. And he was right there and got his opportunity right there, Jeff.
Now
what a nice job.
The point is up and good as well. 16.8 ticks left in the quarter, 21-7. Western over John Glenn. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Back on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala along with you. Quick strike.
Blink.
25 seconds, and you have got 2 scores. There's another ball down on the ground. Very nice job just to smother that football. And that looks like that is number 46 on the play, and that's Nathan Jacobs. Just wanting to make certain their team gets possession here, and in all probability what should be the last play of the first quarter. What a long first quarter.
Long first quarter, but a very, very big first quarter for the Western Warriors. A little bit of offense, a little bit of defense, a little bit of special teams.
The trifecta.
The trifecta. It's like you and me and Dave Shore at the telethon.
Oh, boy. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Here we go with Garrett back out of the shotgun. Twins to the near side, twins to the far side. Back to pass with time to throw the football. Walshide gets it out on the wide side, and we're going to have either a face mask or a horse collar out there. I believe it looked like a hand in the face.
Yeah, I think it's going to be called the face mask. But you know what? I really like the way that Walshide puts his hands up right there. Garrett throws it right where he puts his hands up. Nice job. Nice soft hands by that young man.
Oh, he's got great hands, Wilshide. And like I said, it's a shame that Rory O'Hare's not on this squad either, because another great route receiver with great hands.
Yep.
And I believe he's the shortstop on the baseball team. So
you know he's
what
got
kind of
good
softies
hands.
he's got. As they're going to run out the last few seconds of this quarter with 3 seconds, will John Glenn get another snap? And they're not going to get it off at the end of our first quarter of play. It's the Western Warriors 21 and the John Glenn Bobcats 7. Back in a moment for the second quarter on Bay County TV.
You treat your family with extraordinary care every day, which is why when it comes to their health, more of you choose Covenant Healthcare. We specialize in extraordinary care, from diagnosis to recovery, from babies to grandparents. Learn more about our extraordinary bariatrics program. Sign up for our free seminar.
Back here ready to roll with the second quarter of this same side of the river rivalry. Western Warriors with a great first quarter and a 21-7 lead. Garrett is going to hand this off to Wolscheid. Wolscheid bangs forward for about 4 yards on the play for a nice gain. You know, he's a receiver, he's a running back, he's a shotgun quarterback. He's done it all today offensively for the Bobcats.
And on the tackle, number 74, Reed Williams for the Western Warriors. But, you know, you look at that first time they gained 4, Jeff, so 2nd down and 6. Always like to see that type of game, 3-4 yards on first down.
As we finally see somebody going through the stands with 50-50, we're going to have to flag him down, see if we can get him to come up here so we can get in on this big payday.
We love donating because that's all we ever do.
The law of average one of these decades is going to catch up with us. 2nd down and 6 for the John Glenn Bobcats. Garrett again out of the shotgun. He's got a little 5-step drop. He's throwing a softie downfield. Oh, he had Wolscheid just overthrew him. He wants that one back, Mike. He just needed to put a little touch on that ball, and he might have had 6.
He's done that a couple times tonight, Jeff, and when he does put the air underneath of it, he's very effective, and Wolscheid just runs right underneath the football, but just a skosh long that time, 3rd down and 6 for the Bobcats. But I like the way the young man throws the football. He does a nice job. And take your hat off to that offensive line for giving him the time to throw the football.
You know, on 3rd down and 6, the Warrior defense is going to be pinning it back, and they're going to be coming after him. So Garrett gets rid of the ball quick, and he throws an interception. The Western Warrior linebacker jumped the route and got into that play and picked off the ball as it was intended for number 26, Fredenberg.
Number 83, Thane Deming with the interception, Jeff. And Thane is a wide receiver. Kind of was playing that like that hybrid defensive end. He didn't rush that time. He just backed up and kind of played that linebacker hybrid thing. And he just stepped right in front of Garrett. Garrett didn't even see him.
Great defensive call by the coaching staff because that pass was thrown to a receiver that normally the defensive end would have rushed his way right out of that play. Trying to turn around the corner. The run by Trail comes up and might have picked up a yard on the play as they're going to get him out to midfield. So it's going to be 2nd down and 9 yards to go. He had to run a long ways to pick up 1.
He ran more east and west than he ran north and south to get that 1 yard, Jeff. But again, every play is set up for the next play or the 10th play down on the drive. So that play has got purpose in mind.
Twins to the near side and twins to the far side. As Nick Barton has the call in now. Again, patience on offense. Banging forward with the ball is Pop as he picks up a modest gain on the play of a couple of yards down to about the 47-yard line. Western going with Frizzell in this series once again at quarterback.
Mason McLean in on the tackle for the Bobcats. He's had a nice first half so far for John Glenn. 3rd down and 7. This is a big one right here. This is a big one.
We'll see if the Bobcat defense can come up with a big play or Western with those trips to the wide side of the field, what they're able to do. That pass is thrown to a great spot, but the receiver had a little turf toe there as he fell to the ground.
You think you're getting a little bit of dew on the ground out there on this beautiful crisp fall night here out at the cornfield?
Well, I think we're about 15 minutes into that heavy dew-laden evening out here, and that could have been because he definitely went to plant for that ball. He was looking to catch it and spin to the outside, and he blew a tire.
Well, go back to week 1 where you're sitting up in the press box at All Saints with shirts and shorts on, so the weather has certainly changed. It's definitely football weather.
As that ball hits and goes out of bounds around the 34-yard line, they're going to go all the way up to the 36-yard line.
They're going to call you a liar for 2 yards.
Oh, if he had only been listening, he'd have stopped at the 34. So we got time out of the field with 9:35 left in our first half of play. It's still 21-7. The Western Warriors over the John Glenn Bobcats. And the Bobcats still very much in this game. And Garrett might have a couple of tosses in that first half. If he puts a little touch and air on him, we could be looking at a tie game.
Yeah, he's done a nice job throwing the football tonight, Jeff. And a couple of them just a skosh long. But I like the way the young man is sitting in there. And great job by his receivers and great job by his offensive line.
They're going to throw on the outside. That kind of looked like a little bubble screen. They were trying to get out to Wolfscheid. And that's an incomplete pass. But, you want to look at a kid that was playing defensive end for the most part on this team in the past.
Yep.
And all of a sudden you come to practice on Sunday and realize that you're going to be taking over for a third-year starter on offense. And
it's a big change.
That's a big to-do about everything.
It certainly is. That's well said. And, I think he kind of knows the offensive plays, but, he's got to get used to being a quarterback and get out of that defensive end mode and become a quarterback. And it's not easy.
He's back with a big 5-step drop. Got pressure coming from the backside. Michek's after him, and the pass is just over the outstretched hands of Wolfscheid again. And Garrett did a great job of avoiding Michek as he was bearing down his straights as he rolled to the wide side of the field and just got rid of the ball. And you got to give a lot of credit in this team this week, too, to Jeremy Warner, because he really had to fine-tune the offense to the strengths of Garrett, and that's not easy to do. I mean, your whole offense is predicated around this tempo that you get from Joe Blong, and I think Garrett has done a very nice job here in the first half. He's fared very well.
I think he's done a very nice job, and everybody has adjusted well on John Glenn's team to Garrett, Jeff.
He's back to throw again with time to throw the football, and we got a penalty flag again. Another penalty on Western, at least the third one this game, Mike, that they would have been out of the situation defensively and not had to worry about extending the play. Bobcats are going to get a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, that was they're going to call pass interference, Jeff. You're right. That was 3rd down and 9, so it's going to be a first down for the Bobcats. And out on the coverage for the Warriors with number 83, Thane Deming. And they're going to take it into Western Warrior territory just over the 50 at the Warrior 49-yard line. And big breaks right now for the Bobcats, Jeff, in a couple plays.
Yep, the Western discipline defensively has really lapsed them a couple of times in this ballgame. Let's see if the Bobcats take care of it. And if they can take advantage of it, here comes some pressure. Nice pass down the middle of the field. Fredenberg with a beautiful catch at the 25-yard line. Defense, Van Driesch back there for the Western Warriors. Garrett had time to throw the football, stepped up on that throw, and delivered a strike.
Well, number 79 for the Warriors, Nagy, was right there, Jeff. He had a nice bull rush going on, but Garrett stepped to the right, stepped up into the pocket, and Fredenberg was right there. Nice route running tonight by the John Glenn wide receivers, and Garrett put it again right on the money.
Split backs in the backfield as Garrett gives that off to Wolfscheid. Wolfscheid with a nice job making the first person miss out there. That first person missing was Wilbur. And another late flag.
Did not see that.
You're going to get verbiage. When you get a late flag and you don't see bodies being pushed and shoved around, you got conversation going on out there that you just cannot have.
Well, and Deming did a nice job of turning that play back in, and all the Warriors came a-calling, Jeff, on Wolfscheid. But, again, the late flag, I think the referees' wives are going to be a little upset with the fellas tonight. They're going to go home and have the Tide Sticks are going to be out tonight.
Well, they better go to Sam's Club and get the value pack of the Tide Sticks. They're going to need a whole bunch of them. This keeps them. Mama's not going to be happy.
Well, Mama's not going to be happy because she's going to be up all night washing yellow hankies.
Ooh, we're trying to make this thing yellow again.
You know what's happening when Mama's happy.
No, everybody's happy when Mama's up all night getting the stains, the field grass stains out of these things. Watch out at the household.
Mama's going to say you ain't going up to Auburn anymore or anywhere.
Goal at the 10-yard line for the John Glenn Bobcats, trying to inch their way closer. 8:45 left in our first half of play. Down 14, sniffing the goal line. They're up to the line of scrimmage again with Garrett out of the shotgun with a single back again with that trips look to the wide side of the field. He's back to pass. He's got all day run pass option. He's just going to tuck it and try and turn the corner. And Western does a pretty nice job, but a gain on the play, I'm going to say about 4 yards down to the 6-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds.
Well, a good smart play right there by Garrett. Great coverage downfield by the Western Warriors. They plugged it all up. Garrett doing a nice job. He knew he could get some yardage, so he went after and got it. Didn't throw it out of bounds and just relived another down. So nice job by Garrett and great defense by the Warriors.
Well, and as our old friend Woodrow Hayes said, when you throw a pass, there's 3 things that can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
Right.
So Garrett made a great decision there to tuck it and just get 4 on his own. 2nd down and goal. Single back. He's got a 3-step drop. He steps up into it and air mails Wolfscheid. Pretty good coverage defensively, though. There wasn't much of a window of opportunity there for that pass.
It's a short field, Jeff, so there's not a lot of space right there. So Western's doing a nice job. Garrett stepped up, threw it a little bit high. Another opportunity, 3rd down and goal to goal for the Bobcats at the Warrior 7-yard line.
Michek back in with Tucky out as they shuffle some bodies in the defensive backfield. This is a big 3rd down play. Obviously in 4-down territory, but you've also got a field goal kicker.
Yep.
Oh, no, don't tell me I'm thinking like you, Coach. There's hope for me yet.
Even after being away for 2 weeks.
It's like we never left. 3rd down and goal from the 7-yard line. Garrett back to pass. Here comes pressure up the middle. Garrett's big body gets away from it. A nice toss into the end zone. Just underthrows his intended receiver. And that looked like Fredenberg. So now it looks like you're going to have the field goal team coming out.
Yeah, nice job by Garrett getting away from the pressure. And again, nice defensive line pressure on Garrett, making him get out of that pocket and throw the football. Kind of threw it back across him a little bit. It's going to be 4th down, and the Bobcats will be kicking the field goal.
Well, he doesn't have the jitterbug that Joe Blong had, but I'll tell you, being that big and strong, that arm tackle, he ran right out of it and was able to try and make a play. Bobcats will be trying a 25-yard field goal. It's up, it's plenty long, and it's good. Time on the field with 8:22 left in our first half of play. Western 21, John Glenn 10. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs.
All right, back here on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala along with you. Jared and Natalie Doan upstairs on the cameras. Nick Page producing and directing. That 3 points, as we talked about in the break, Mike, as you said, were huge for John Glenn.
They needed something right there, Jeff. Didn't matter if it was 7 or 3. They've got the 3. They're right back in this football game, down 21-10, 8:22 to go here in the first half on homecoming night out here at Bay City Western.
They're going to kick this thing down, and is that going to go out of bounds? That's going to be picked up. Kind of loosely. Trails up over the 30-yard line. He's out to about the 39-yard line where he steps out of bounds. So that squib kick really looked like it was going to be effective for John Glenn early, but a nice trail return gets that ball out to the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors.
I'll tell you what, C.J. Trail, for a junior wide receiver, I like him. He's a nice-looking young player. He's got a little bit of speed, kind of a wiry, slippery type runner, and got a little moxie about him too. I like that young man.
I'm still waiting for Michek in this first half. He's a game-breaker player. I think they're going to have to find a way to get his fingers on the ball here in this series. And right on cue, it's an 11-yard gain to Mr. Mead. Check with the reception.
I swear to God,
Nick Barton has got to be tuned into the broadcast.
I swear to God, they're listening to you.
Well, that was a great timing route and the perfect throw from Bacigalupo.
Perfect throw, great protection, great route. That was just a nice job right there by the whole Western Warrior team.
Out to midfield. And the ball carrier on the play. Looks like it is going to be Newmeyer. He is down inside the 20, down to maybe the 19-yard line. As that is the speed option to pop. Newmeyer with a great job and a beautiful run.
7 looked like a 1. I apologize to the Newmeyer family, who I know very well. I know where he gets his wheel from.
Mother.
Yeah, no doubt my
I
mind.
knew where you were going with that, brother.
Take a sundial at the time, Dad. But nice job by Newmeyer. Big first down for the Warriors.
All right, trips again to the near side of the field. Let's see what they're going to do. Newmeyer coming back, and he'll be behind Bacigalupo. They're going to give it to him again. A little short gain up the field to about the 18-yard line where it'll be second down. So gain of only a couple of yards on that play. Good defense that time by the John Glenn Bobcats.
A nice job by Newmeyer, just sticking his head in there, Jeff. Nothing real fancy about that. We're just going to come at you, and those are the type of ones you got to keep everybody honest. You got to keep running the football, and the way Bacigalupo throws it. Nice series right here for the Warriors.
Offense is set, and they're kind of packed in a run formation. Carter's trying to get around the corner. Michek with a great lead block and another block. Bacigalupo gets out of bounds after a gain of about 3. How about that Michek out there as he scraped off the first block and went out and tried to get a piece of the corner as Bacigalupo only got a couple of yards on the play, but great downfield blocking allowed that 2-yard gain.
Nice job by number 87, Maxon Smith for the Bobcats, Jeff. Great angle on that, getting Bacigalupo out of bounds, stops the clock. 6:56 to go here in the first half.
Boy, and I'm going to tell you what, where they're at in the field right now, I know it's 4-down territory, but you've got another kicker out there. Don't tell me, Coach. You and I aren't thinking that again. Third down, 6 yards to go. Carter Bacigalupo coming to the near side of the field, looking to throw that ball downfield. Woolside up there may have gotten the interception. No, the ball hit the ground. But a great job that time by Trail to become a defender to knock that ball away as Carter had that option. Maybe it was able to pick up a couple of yards if he ran. Didn't look like he'd get the first down, but he put that thing up for grabs, and I'll tell you what, great defense that time by Woolside in perfect position defensively.
Yeah, ball was intended for Adam Doty. Adam did a nice job like the Bobcat player did. He had to become a defensive player there and got the ball loose. So in his number 4, Ethan Malin for the Western Warrior field goal.
And this is going to be about a 32-yard attempt. He's got the leg for 32. Let's see if he can get it straight. That thing was nearly blocked, and it might have gotten a piece of it because that thing didn't get to the back line. And that field goal is no good. Timeout on the field now with 6:45 left in our first half. Don't look now at a little momentum change right now and see what the Bobcats can do to see if they can add to that last field goal that they got.
You look at both these teams, Jeff. They both have done great jobs driving the ball up and down the field. But man, what a great weapon for a high school team to have 2 quality kickers like that. That was just a little bit short, but we watched him in pregame. That young man, both young men can kick the football for both squads. That's quite a weapon you have there.
Well, in the John Glenn kicking game, Coach Burley works with the kickers, and we saw him on our way out to put the banners out tonight. He was excited to see us 2 weeks in a row. I said, well, wouldn't everybody?
And I wasn't even there.
Yes.
He was excited to see me.
It was your silhouette. Garrett, he pump fakes 3 times. The ball's down to the ground, and it looks like the Western Warriors are going to get it. Garrett did a little peekaboo, looking to see, I believe, where the safety might have been. Rotating to, he took his eyes off that exchange, and that turnover gives Red Zone 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors.
52, Reed Zielinski, the senior defensive tackle right there, jumped on that football, Jeff. Man, he was just a scrambling. He was on all fours. He was digging. He was was scraping, he was grinding to get that football. Another opportunity for the Bay City Western Warriors at the 12-yard line of the
You're going to see a heavy dose of pop right now, I believe, for the Western Warriors. Yep. He gets it on first down. Look at the change of directions, picking up 3 or maybe 4 yards on the play before contact. The original hole he was trying to get to off of the right guard was sealed, planted that foot and went back to the left guard side and picked up at least 3 yards on the play.
Great vision by that young man.
Oh.
Really nice vision right there. And like you said, he planted that right foot, and he knew exactly where he was going. And he's going north and south. There's nothing. He can get outside, but he likes going north and south.
And they're going to give him officially a gain of 2 yards on the play. 2nd down and 8. He gets the ball again. He goes into the middle. He's sniffing a goal line. He's down to about the 2-yard line, and he is going to probably have a first down. He's not in the end zone, but I think it's going to be 1st and goal. They're going to originally mark him down now at the 2-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd down and about the length of a football.
Wyrowski in on the tackle. Timeout on the field, Jeff.
Timeout. The John Glenn Bobcats will take a break with Western 21, John Glenn 10. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested transportation service. For over a decade, we have been helping our clients to get to their destination on time, in style, and comfort. AAA's services include non-emergency medical transport, wheelchair accessible, school transportation, and shuttle services. We strive to provide exceptional customer service and tailor our fleet to meet your individual needs. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. To set up your next appointment, give us a call at 989-893-8294.
Back here on Bay County TV as we look at the Western Warriors. And Nick Barton right out there in the middle of everything saying, fellas, carry the mail. Hold on to the mail. Don't lose the mail. Find pay dirt. Those are the only 4 things I need.
Put a stamp on it, too, while you're at it. Hey, want to give a big thanks before we forget, and we'll thank him again. Mike Thayer, great guy. Jeff saw him when we came in. Thanks for his support. Dr. Bigelow's right behind us, the superintendent of Bay City Schools. Want to thank him for letting us come out and watch one of his football teams tonight.
It's 3rd down. It's 1 yard to go. Pop hit behind the line of scrimmage. May have squirmed forward to pick up that yard that he needed to get down to the 2. I think they're going to say he's short of that 1st down mark. Oh, it's decision time right now. Great defensive penetration that time by the John Glenn Bobcat defensive TNT.
The first one to get there was number 54, Mason McLean. He's had a wonderful game tonight for the Bobcats, Jeff. And then his buddies all fouled, so it's going to be 3rd down and
we're gonna have the measurement is going to be very close. I think from where it's at. I think he's about half the length of a football short of the 1st down.
Well, I got the binocs on, so I'm going to see what they got the 1st down.
Oh, look at that.
By half
the stripe of the football. It'll be 1st and goal for Western. And, boy, I'm going to tell you what. This is a huge point in the game for that John Glenn Bobcat defense to be coming up with what will be the Village towing.
One of the Village towing key plays of the game.
And we got a penalty flag down. We've got movement. Is it on the offense? Is it on the defense? It was right at the snap. False start on the offense for the Western Warriors. So instead of being 1st and goal at the 1 yard line, they're going to back it up to the 6, and they'll have to do it all over again.
That was a key play right there for the John Glenn Bobcats, Jeff. You're right. 1st and goal, the goal for the Western Warriors. They're up 21-10 with approximately 5:10 and counting to go here in the first half from the cornfield.
Look at the splits for the offensive line. Really set down. As Pop gets to the outside, there's going to be another penalty flag down, and that's going to be 9 times out of 10 offensive holding. Well, I'll tell you, these officials.
He zoned in on that one.
They're not letting a thing go tonight. They missed a couple of holding calls early on, but other than that, they've been really trying to keep a tight rein on this game.
I was watching that official for some reason. I just looked at him, and he was just looking right at where the hold was taking place, and he threw that flag about 25 yards. Hey, how about Matt Patricia throwing that red flag for the game against the Patriots last week? He threw that thing about 30 yards.
On a dot.
That was impressive.
First and goal from the 16-yard line now for the Western Warriors, as they're going to have to get another 5-6 yards to even have an opportunity. Just over the outstretched hands of the intended wide receiver. That looked like trail out there. And the quarterback on the play, Freisel, just overthrew him. Didn't have any touch on that ball and wanted that one back.
Yeah, had plenty of time to throw the football, Jeff. Good job by the offensive line of the Warriors. 2nd down and goal to go from the 16 for the Warriors. And again, you know, even if you may not get it in, you've got the ability to get points on the board with that field goal kicker.
Michek is a wide open for about an 8-9 yard gain right now, as they're going to hand that ball off to Newmeyer, and he's banging forward for a couple of yards. Boy, that safety is almost 15 yards off that inside slot right now with Michek. Let's see if they spot that upstairs and get that information down to Nick Barton, so they'll be running a 3rd down play and goal from about the 13-yard line.
Cody Higgins in on the tackle for the Bobcats. 3rd down and goal to go, like you said, Jeff. And another opportunity right here for the Western Warriors. Kicker on the sidelines, Ethan Malins got the tee.
Pressure coming, the ball in and out of the hands of the intended wide receiver, then nearly picked off. As trying to see the intended receiver, that was number 40 on the play, Norfleet. Boy, he says, I was fully stretched out. That thing just went off the fingertips. That would have been 6.
That was a great effort by Norfleet. And into the game for the Western Warriors, number 4, Ethan Malin for the field goal. Holder is Trail.
This one's a little straighter on.
Yep.
It's a 30 yards instead of 32. Let's see. Officially, it'll be 31 because the ball's just over the 30. Gets a much better foot into this one. That ball clanks off of the right goal post and is no good. Timeout on the field with 4:04 left in our first half of play. It's still 21-10 Western over John Glenn. And I'm going to tell you what, a game of inches.
That's been a really entertaining football game, Jeff, in all phases. Like I said earlier, offense, defense, and special teams, they have all had a factor in this football game tonight. Love it when the kids are playing hard like this.
Boy, you know, you're just getting effort, and more effort from both of these teams tonight, and
fun
you wouldn't expect anything less.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. Both teams are very well coached, very well disciplined. Just a lot of fun to watch these young men play tonight.
Out of the shotgun is Garrett. Once again, he's got trips to the wide side. Little quick drop as he gets that thing out to Wolfside. Wolfside picks up about 4 yards, and he stays in bounds. First time in how many plays we haven't seen a flag?
How about number 26 out there on a great block for the Bobcats? Fredenberg did a really nice job on that bubble screen, kept his block, had his butt to the inside. Wolfside cuts in. Nice job by that young man.
Clock still not quite a factor with 3:33 and counting left in our first half of play. 2nd down and officially 5 yards to go for the John Glenn Bobcats with twins to both sides of the field and a single back. Garrett's going to slide forward. He's going to be short of that first down marker out to about the 28-yard line.
Wolfside.
Wolfside on the Wildcat formation.
Yep. That's your favorite formation, isn't it, the Wildcat?
Well, being a handy boy, of course, that's a biggie. That was not the Wildcat formation when I was a Wildcat, though.
You were probably 2 tight ends in the balance line with the T.
Yeah. 3
Dr. Ron Hughes.
Yards and a cloud of dust. We had some fun. Oh, absolutely stuffed a 3rd down play, and I don't think he got the first down, but they have got him marked very, very close to that first down marker. Linebacker just filled in a big way.
He didn't get it by much.
They're going to move the sticks. It'll be 1st and 10 as that ball carrier Garrett just got stuffed in his tracks. Nope, that was Wolfscheid again as he's running the Wildcat. You don't want to take too many of those pops during the game.
Boy, I'll tell you what, no place for the meek and mild down there right now, Jeff. Kids are hitting hard.
240 and counting. Wolfscheid going to the wide side of the field. He finds a seam to the outside. He is going to remain in bounds, and he's going to pick up about another 5 yards on the play as they're starting to put a little drive together here late in the first half. Let's see what they're able to do. They've still got 2 timeouts remaining as well.
A lot of time. Nice different looks by the Bobcats. Coach Werner just throwing a lot of things right now. Throwing the kitchen sink at the Warriors at this point in the football game.
All right, so John Glenn waits for Western to set up defensively. Boy, you got man coverage on all 4 of your wide receivers. You have no safety back. As Garrett's going to look to let something fly. He's got a receiver open downfield. And he's down at the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is Osdike into the end zone. It's a John Glenn Bobcat touchdown. Wow. Garrett first had time to throw the football. Second, he threw a nice feathery touch on that ball and dropped it right into the arms of the Bobcat receiver.
And 3, great offensive line play, good pass protection. He just had plenty of time, nobody in his face, and the Bobcats are right back in this football game, Jeff, with $1.50 to go in the first half.
Boy, and I just had mentioned on that play, no safety over the top. Everybody had man coverage, and Osdike got behind his defender. The extra point is blocked.
Ooh, that's a big one.
And with $1.50 left in our first half, 21-16. Western up by 5. We'll take a quick break.
Ooh, take a breath.
See if we can figure out what's going on here with the last $1.50 of this first half on Bay County TV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala along with you. But the Bobcats answered in a big way on that drive, Mike. A much-needed score after 2 missed field goals by Western in a row. John Glenn made plays when they had to. The missed field goals, now their own touchdown, and they're only down 5.
Nice job right there by the Bobcats getting back in this football game, Jeff. Garrett doing a nice job in that last play. Good offensive line play, good pass route, and that feathery touch by Garrett for the big touchdown.
They're going to drop this one back at that same spot on the field. Looks like Treeb's going to have his opportunity. Trail is up over the 35, up over the 40 again, as he's finally going to get knocked out of bounds about the 42-yard line. So great job by Trail again as they tried that little squib kick. And, you know, John Glenn's going to say, I'll give it to him at the 42 versus watching Doty go coast to coast. So he's really changed the way that John Glenn kicks off.
Yeah, and looking at Trail, the way he runs the football, Jeff, he's a little bit of a threat, too. The young man's got some wheels. And what I like about him, he's not going out of bounds. He's going to come right at you. And good field position for the Western Warriors at their own 42-yard line.
Boy, and I'll tell you for John Glenn, too, as much as you miss Joe Blong offensively, defensively, he is something really special. They tried to do a little misdirection with Michek, and the ball hit the ground. He did a nice job of covering it up, as they really looked like the quarterback was going to fake like he was going to keep it to this side of the field, almost like a little counter play to the backside.
That was the slot guy, Jeff, and he was just going to come back on a little reverse, and he just dropped the ball. Luckily, he got it back, second down and long for the Bay City Western Warriors. 2nd and 14.
Pass is complete. Nice gain on the play, and that is number 9, Frizzell. And he picks up about half of the 15. He got about 7, and they're going to move that ball. Nope, they're actually going to give him all the way out to the 47-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 5.
That was a nice job by Frizzell. He was out there all on an island, and he got some good solid yardage for the Warriors.
Again, they're running trips to that wide side of the field. Bachkalupo throws it behind Michek, and he gets hit after the play is done. And in a probable punt situation with 41.9 ticks left in our first half.
That play was right there, Jeff, and Michek did a nice job sitting down in the area. They're going to punt it away. That's a good, smart decision right there by the Western Warriors. Back to punt number 87. That is Ben Shepard punting for the Warriors.
So the Bobcat defense comes up with a couple of plays. Here's a good exchange. He's going to get that kick off a high, lazy kick, and the John Glenn Bobcats are just going to yell fire and get away from that thing. And it'll come down to the 25-yard line with 33.2 ticks left in our first half of play. It'll be 1st and 10 for the John Glenn Bobcats. And are they just going to run things out in the first half? I'm not even going to try and guess. I gave up on that years ago.
We tried figuring these Bay County coaches out. Nah.
I've been toast too many times. I've been wrong so many times I wondered if I was going to be right.
Let's put it to you this way, folks. We've been wrong more than we've been right in our 25 years together.
We be up here doing this and not coaching.
And they be down there.
1st and 10 for the John Glenn Bobcats. Again, Garrett, will he have an opportunity to throw as the Western defense does have that deep safety now in the middle. And it looks like Michek is that deep safety. Handoff right up the middle.
Fumble.
And a ball down on the ground, and it looks like the Bobcats may have gotten their hands back on that football, as that ball carrier on the play was number 46, Nathan Jacobs. Now it looks like Western may take a timeout with 18.5 ticks left. They've got one remaining. We'll take a break and be back in a moment on Bay County TV.
Over the years, he's put his heart into being your dad. He was always there to fix things. Now that he needs help, don't lose hope. Covenant Center for the Heart is leading the way in minimally invasive heart options for inoperable or high-risk patients, with the first and most comprehensive structural heart disease program in the Great Lakes Bay region. It's extraordinary heart care, close to home.
Back here for the final 18.5 ticks of our first half of play. Jeff Doden, Mike Wasdala along with you, and looks like the John Glenn Bobcats are going to go into safety mode here, and they're going to take a knee and try and get things together a little bit better at halftime after really coming on strong here late in the second quarter to get themselves back in this game.
Yeah, they Western scored 14 points in 25 seconds, Jeff. So the Bobcats will take the knee and really did a nice job getting themselves back into this football game at 21-16.
As they've got Wolfscheid back just to make certain that all is well. And Garrett takes the knee. And I don't believe Western will take another timeout. They're going to just let the clock run. And that will be the end of our first half of play with the Western Warriors 21 and the John Glenn Bobcats 16. We're going to keep it right here, Mike, because all the pageantry of the half is going to be taking place. It's homecoming out here. The king and queen will be crowned. The band will have their fun. The Poms and the cheer team might have an opportunity. And if things go well and we have a moment, would like to have an opportunity to chat with Dr. Bigelow.
Yeah,
so we'll see how time permits.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll keep it right here and see what goes on here with the halftime as the band, and look at the homecoming courts for all the classes as they come through. So enjoy the half, and we'll all be surprised when we see who the king and queen are.
By her parents Danielle and Sean Kelly. She'll be experts for the dance from Mr. Joshua Charbonneau. With Autumn Simmons. Autumn is trained evening by her parents Heather and Dan Simmons. She'll be experts for the dance from Mr. Owen Baker. Miss Reagan Slacker. Reagan is trained evening by her parents Brandy and Chad Grove. She'll be experts for the dance from Mr. Logan Miller. Mr. Kate Brayman. Payment is Brayman's evening by his parents Dirty Label and Kevin Cage. He'll be experting Alyssa Planower for the dance. Mr. Joshua Charles. Joshua is joined this evening by Mr. Stacy and Jason Lee. He will be escorting Ms. Jessica Kelly to the dance. Mr. Eric Randall. Eric is joined this evening by Mr. He will be escorting Ms. Lillian Watson to the dance. Mr. Logan Zalewski. Logan is joined this evening by his parents and Keith Denise. He will be escorting Ms. Amy Foster. Now representing the sophomore class. Emily is joined this evening by her parents Casey and Jason Lewis, who will be escorts to dance for Mr. Justin Doty. Ms. Brianna Myers. Brianna is joined this evening by her parents Danielle and John Myers, who will be escorts to the dance by Mr. Matthew Nichols. Ms. Courtney Menser. Courtney is joined this evening by her parents Jennifer and Christopher Menser, who will be escorts to the dance by Mr. Nolan Hicks. Mr. Ethan Borowski. Ethan is joined this evening by his parents Nancy and Matthew. He will be escorting Ms. Grace Rosenblum. Mr. Justin Doty. Justin is joined this evening by his parents Jamie and Harry. He will be escorting Ms. Mr. R.J. Corley. R.J. is joined this evening by his parents Melanie and Ellis Keller and Jake Corley. He will be escorting Ms. Courtney Anderson. Now representing the junior class. Ms. Haley Barbeau. Haley is joined this evening by her dad, Sean Barbeau. She will be escorted to dance by Mr. Kate Thompson. Ms. Grace Cornwell. Grace is joined this evening by her parents Amy and Jamie Cornwell. She will be escorted to dance by Mr. Jacob Colson. Ms. Anna Kondorsky. Anna is joined this evening by her parents Dave and Brenton Kondorsky. She will be escorted. She will be attending the dance with her. Ms. Olivia Rupstein. Olivia is joined this evening by her parents Amy and Tom Rupstein. She will be escorted to dance by Mr. Austin Miller. Let's have a nice round of applause for our underclassmen court members. And now it's our honor to introduce you to the members of our 2018 senior court. Ms. Madison Coyer. Madison is joined this evening by her parents Patricia Strickler and Mike Coyer. She'll be escorted to dance by Mr. Nick Stardust. Ms. Karen Sanchez. Karen is joined this evening by her parents Melissa and Roberto Sanchez. She'll be escorted to dance by Mr. Sergio Molinar. Ms. Jenna Settle. Ms. Megan Ortmore. Megan is joined this evening by her parents Jamie and Matthew Ortmore. She'll be escorted to dance by Mr. Adam Sayers. Ms. Jenna Settle. Jenna is joined this evening by her parents Cheryl and Beth Settle. She will be escorted to dance by Mr. Trey Nixon. Mr. Taylor Legacy. Taylor is joined this evening by his parents Ashley and Justin Lee. She will be escorted to Mr. Matthew Cameron. Matthew is joined this evening by his parents Roger Arnold and Justin Lee. She will be escorted Mr. Evan Clark. Evan is joined this evening by his friends Vicky and Alex Clark. He will be escorting Ms. Sierra Clark. Mr. Reed Hillary. staff of the box. The senior boys will each open their box and watch for balloons, which will reveal our 2018 homecoming king. Everyone, please join us on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Now I'd like to introduce you to our 2017 homecoming spree, Miss Grace Kondorsky. If you'd once again direct your attention to the staff with the boxes.
Same color.
The senior girls will each open their box and watch for balloons, which will reveal our 2018 homecoming queen. Everyone please join us on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Back at the half here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala along with you. It was 7-7, and then I blinked. 25 seconds later, it was 21-7. Everybody thought the momentum was all Western at that point, but John Glenn had something to say with the way the first half ended.
Yeah, that was a great first half by both teams, Jeff. And like we talked during the game, it was offense, it was defense, it was special teams for both squads. The field goal kickers had a play in this game, so very entertaining first half. Both teams played very, very well. A couple mistakes here and there. Other than that, I thought both teams played extremely, extremely good and did a lot of nice things in the first half.
First off, Pop ran wild to start the game, so I give John Glenn credit for making that defensive adjustment.
They did a nice job. He got outside, and they got him out there, big 44-yard run, and that really got the momentum going for the Warriors. But, John Glenn, they didn't fold the tents, and they didn't crumble, and they just hung in there, and they hung tough. Even after those 14 points were scored in that 25 seconds, they didn't get frustrated, and they had good leadership by their quarterback, Garrett. They did a nice job getting back into this football game.
Western with quarterback by committee in the first half, but I think if you look at both of these squads, they both had a couple of throws that if they look back and they just put a little touch on the ball, there could be 2 or 3 more scores on the board.
I think we said during the game as a game of inches, with the field goal and they hitting the upright and a couple passes by Garrett, a couple by Botch Galupo, just over the outstretched hands of the receivers. There'll be a lot more scoring going on. We'd be close, but a lot more scoring. So it was a very entertaining first half. First time I've seen John Glenn. First time we've seen Western. I like what both squads are doing. They got great game plans. I think the second half is going to be very interesting.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. If the second half is anything like the first half, we're going to strap it on and we're going to have a great time. Back with all the second half action in just a moment here on Bay County TV.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Cupid.
Back on Bay County TV for what should be an exciting second half of football, Mike.
It was a really good first half by both teams, Jeff. Looking forward to a great second half, and 21-16. What a great game.
And there's going to be a high, deep, end-over-end kick. Taken by the Bobcats at the 15-yard line, up over the 30 to about the 32-yard line. A little scrum ensuing there. Looked like we might have had a little rugby activity. As the ball returned out to the 32, I think that was Wolscheid. It could have been number 7, Facundo. I'm not positive which way, as they both came up out of the pile, and I couldn't tell which one had pigskin, but I know pretty fair field position at the 33-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the John Glenn Bobcats.
Looks like Wolscheid's going to start the second half at the quarterback wildcat position for the John Glenn Bobcats, Jeff.
Wolscheid has it go over his head. Nice job of pushing it away. It's number 52. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. It's a Bay City Western Warrior touchdown. That was big Zielinski. And the beautiful thing he does, he says, I'm going to get the quarterback out of the way so he can't fall on the ball. He didn't think he'd be able to pick it up. Oh, he's looking at Winskill right now going, oh, baby, that's how you finish what you started.
Reed Zielinski. I liked what he did to that quarterback, pushed him out of the way. Next thing you know, he's picking up, he's rumbling, he's bumbling, he's stumbling, he's fumbling down. And I'll tell you what, 2 defensive linemen this tonight had great opportunities.
They're gonna have sweet dreams tonight.
Oh, man. That doesn't happen very often.
Here's the attempt for the extra point. It's up. It's long enough. It's through the uprights and good. Time out of the field with just 17 ticks gone in the third quarter. 28-16. Western over John Glenn. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
Ow, ow, ouch. My hip, my knee, my joints feel out of whack. Ow, ow, oh my. The pain, I can't take it anymore.
All right, back on Bay County TV as we see the cheer team down on the field.
You think they're happy?
They've got something to cheer about. He goes, boy, those girls down there going, we haven't been able to hear the fight song that many times yet this year, and we're kind of enjoying it.
Wow, that was just a 17-second score. Nice job by number 52, Reed Zielinski, for the Warriors going in for that touchdown.
There's going to be another high end over end kick. Wolfside's going to take it in stride at the 15-yard line. He's up to the 25. He's looking to go to the wide side of the field. Can he turn the corner? Contained out there by the Western Warriors. Number 11, Dakota Wall, kept him from totally getting around the corner, but a nice return out to about the 35-yard line.
Nice job by number 38, Noah Arsenaga, Jeff, getting them out of bounds, but the Bobcats will come away with another great field position. Second time they had the football here in the third quarter. Wow, what a start for the Western Warriors, 28-16. But, you've seen the Bobcats. They can come back. They will not get frustrated by this.
They'll get up to the line of scrimmage again. Looks like Wolfside still in that shotgun. Trying to come back across the grain. He's hitting the backfield with nowhere to go, and he's going to lose about 4 yards of real estate. Officially, they're going to give a 3-yard loss back to the 32-yard line. Boy, the defensive penetration just blew that play up, Mike.
Boy, 79 Nagy and 83 Deming did a nice job really containing that and getting Wolfside down on the ground. Second down and a long 13 for the Bobcats. Here, just underway here in the second half.
Look at the cheerleaders. They're going to have some sore pipes after this game. They're doing push-ups for every
28
point.
of them.
Woo! Let's say they're probably saying, man, I hope it's a few minutes before our team scores again. They got trips in a little bubble formation here to the near side of the field. Let's see if they might try a bubble screen. As they try that pump fake, Garrett's got to run for his life as he gets away from a couple. He throws back across the grain, and he's throwing that ball to the nobody on the sidelines, and the penalty flag is going to come out. They're going to talk things over. We may have intentional grounding.
Yep. Intentional grounding, lost it down.
And it's a 5-yard penalty from the spot of the pass. So that is a huge penalty for Garrett. As it looked like the linebackers sealed into the gap. They were trying to run a little skinny post on the inside, and without it being there, he started running for his life, and he threw that ball, and there wasn't anybody other than on the bench 20 yards away from that play.
He had a receiver coming down there, Jeff, and the receivers were coming back to the quarterback, but he just didn't get there in time, and he threw it away, and it's going to be third down in a country mile.
33 yards to go.
Wow.
As Garrett is back again. He's got plenty of time to throw the football. That pass is complete on the play to number 13, and that is Willison. Looked like the officials were reaching for their flag a little bit on that hit as Willison went down to the ground, but I think they realize they throw that hanky a few more times in the game and it'll be green instead of yellow. We won't even know it's coming out.
Well, they're going to have to deal with somebody when they get home, so
Mama's not going to be happy.
We'll leave it at that. That's their problem.
Well, they'll talk about it all the way home, too.
Absolutely.
We're going to hide this one. We don't want Mama to see it. That kick is off, and that just gets away. Western's going to want to stay away from this thing as it rolls back to midfield. Oh, yeah, just like one of those 9-irons we're going to see from you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Rolling up on the green out at the Maple Leaf for the ISD outing.
Yeah, we're going to do a little scramble tomorrow at Maple Leaf, and hopefully my 9-iron will look that good tomorrow.
How about the big bazaar going on here on the 7th out here on next Saturday inside the school here at Western? So if you're not doing anything next Saturday, I'm sure there'll be a few things worth checking out here. 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors. Carter Baccigalupo, the handoff to the near side. Trying to slide down the outside.
You might get a horse collar right there.
Nope.
Did they call it?
Nope. Everybody, look at the fans. The fans are all going like this. What you got to have with a horse collar, Mike, is you've got to be in the back, which it was, but you've got to pull back. Yep. It's that whiplash motion. If you've got their hands in the back and they pull forward, there is no penalty there, and the fans don't understand that. It's just like when everybody else balk in baseball. They don't know what a balk is. They just saw something different happen.
It was close, but you're right. He didn't actually give it a good tug.
And with 7 officials out there, there. Boy, they got those angles covered. Pop trying to get to the outside. He's going to square up his shoulders and have a big one here. He rolls downfield, busts away from the first tackle. The first tackler trying to be Fredenberg, and he was holding on for dear life, hoping that the rest of the defensive cavalry showed up to help out.
Also in on tackle, Wyatt Warowski, Jeff, and they got another first down for the Warriors. And Pop, like we said earlier in the first half, that young man, he can take it between the tackles, but when he gets outside, he's got an extra gear. He's got some jets. He can pick him up and put him down. He's got good speed. I like the way that young man plays football.
Well, he's got good, not great speed. But, Mike, as soon as we saw him get to the outside and square his shoulders up and turn upfield, I'll tell you, defensive backs nightmares to watch that young man squaring up down his path.
He's a big fella. He's a big fella.
1st and 10 for the Western Warriors. Pop's trying to go on the inside. He makes another person miss, but look at that good defensive perseverance by number 73 defensively, and that's Carter France. Put the clamps down, and we've got an offensive lineman, or is it Pop that's coming up a little gimpy?
Number 44, Pop, is coming up. I'm not quite sure if it's a cramp, Jeff.
No, I think he's got, the way he's gimping, it looks like an ankle. Boy, I'll tell you, he's leaning heavy on one of his offensive linemen. Looks like Witzkel trying to help him to the sideline.
Training staff will take a look at that young man. He's had a fantastic football game tonight. I hope he can shake that off and come back. He's a tough kid.
Oh, I tell you what, he eats nails for dinner. So if anybody could do it, he could do it. But that really changes what Nick Barton is going to be able to call offensively. When you got the big horse that's not going to be in there, 2-yard gain on the play, 2nd down at 8 yards to go for Western. Looks like the Bobcats are coming in the middle with a blitz. And coming to the near side of the field, Newmeyer cuts back across the grain. Will pick up the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Another great cut to daylight.
Different style of back between Newmeyer and Pop, Jeff. Pop likes to go run over people. Newmeyer, kind of a little jittery water bug, and he's got some speed. So, you know what? That's a nice little combination, a nice little difference for the running game for the Warriors.
Boy, the Bobcats have got to keep Western out of the end zone here, because a touchdown by Western makes it a 3-possession football game. And a 3-possession football game, almost midway through the third quarter, you're only going to have so many possessions left. Cutter Bacigalupo, he's going to take the handoff himself, and he gets hit at the line of scrimmage, maybe leaned forward for a yard on the play, but really closing the door in a hurry.
That was number 15, Christie, if I'm not mistaken, Jeff. Man, he was like he shot out of a cannon right there. He got into that backfield extremely quick.
Parker Gino was the other person that was in on that play. So it will be 2nd down and goal just inside the 10-yard line. And some wholesale changes. I think that they're going with some big uglies up front. They're bringing in the extra tight end is going to be more offensive linemen.
An unbalanced line to the right.
Boy, and absolutely nowhere that time for Newmeyer to go, as the defense from John Glenn got great penetration.
53, Cody Higgins was in there, Jeff. Also number 60 for the Bobcats. That's Tyler Anderson. Great penetration right at the point of attack. No gain on the play. 3rd down and goal to go for the Western Warriors at the 10-yard line of the Bobcats.
Boy, and they're still working on Pop here on the sideline. Carter Bacigalupo gets that thing to Newmeyer on the outside, trying to turn around the corner. Penalty flag down. It's going to be 4th down and 10. More than likely, when you're out there in the open area, you're going to have a holding penalty. And do you put that thing back to the 20-yard line and go 3rd down? I say yes, because it takes them out of field goal range.
Yeah, I think I would too, Jeff. Take the penalty, put it at 3rd down and goal to goal from the 20. Takes them out of the field goal range. They're going to decline it. 4th down. See what Coach Willard's.
Now you got a situation where Malin has missed 2 in a row, but he's got confidence. He's over here right now.
Out.
He kind of stood at the end for a minute and regrouped his thoughts after his last miss. And let's see. Here come the King. King is in the house.
King is in the house, and that is Cameron Brzewski. the King, and Madison Coyer.
We're going to have time out on the field for Western. I think they were getting down to the last few seconds. They didn't want to lose 5 valuable yards of real estate. We'll take a quick break with 7:07 left in the third. Western 28, John Glenn 16. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Cuckolin, or give us a call at 989-684-9607.
Here's the band as they're ready to strike it up, and they're playing a little music right now during the timeout, hoping that they can play the Western fight song if this field goal attempt is good. John Glenn's banking on the fact that they might be missing their third one in a row. They've gotten good penetration on the other 2 kicks. Maitland is going to make this one about a 27-yard attempt. There's a good exchange. The kick is up. It's plenty long, and it's good. Time out of the field with 7:07 left in the third. 31-16. Western by 15. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested transportation service. For over a decade, we have been helping our clients to get to their destination on time, in style, and comfort. AAA's services include non-emergency medical transport, wheelchair accessible, school transportation, and shuttle services. We strive to provide exceptional customer service and tailor our fleet to meet your individual needs. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. To set up your next appointment, give us a call at 989-893-8294.
Back here on Bay County TV, it is the Bangor Township School's finest mode of transportation.
The old Thomas bus that the Bangor Township schools use there, Jeff. That is, as I have said once before, the safest vehicle on the road today is a school bus.
Well, that's just because of the director of transportation making it that way. Back here as Malin is getting ready. I don't know what they think. 7:02 is left on the clock. I don't know what they were looking at, what the delay was, but Malin's getting ready to put his foot into another ball, and
the young man can
that
kick.
foot's been active tonight.
Yes, it has. He's got a nice foot. He has made a couple field goals, missed a couple. One hit the upright, but I'll tell you what, it's a great weapon.
There's another ball on the ground, and it's going to be picked up at the 22-yard line. Trying to slide forward over the 35 to the 37-yard line. That is number 46 on the return. And that is Nathan Jacobs.
Nathan Jacobs with a good, smart return right there. Jeff, that ball was end over end. Got a nice hop, took it out to great field position. 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. 6:55 to go here in the third quarter. And the Bobcats are going to start at their own 37-yard line.
Well, yeah, after the ball had 2 quick short hops, he got a purdy hop as he got that thing chest high, fell right into his lap.
Those are the ones you like when you're at shortstop or second base right there.
You get that nice hop, and you can just roll with it. So, again, pretty good starting field position for the John Glenn Bobcats, as Garrett's got twins to the near and twins to the far. Handoff up the middle, and absolutely nowhere to go for Nathan Jacobs as he is just pounded at the line of scrimmage.
Man, 73 for the Warriors. Witzko and the whole bunch of his friends were in there, Jeff. Now we're calling no gain, 2nd down and 10. But again, nice job tonight by the Bay City Western Warriors defensive line. Good penetration, smart playing, good communication. You can see this team has got some discipline.
Boy, and you could see the back line of the Western defense, too. Their safeties are both rolling back deep. Michek cruising over the middle of the field. That passes over the outstretched hands of the intended receiver, and that was Osdek. As it'll be 3rd down and 10 yards to go right now, and boy, I'm going to tell you, this is a huge play in the game because the Bobcats can ill afford to go 3 and out.
Yeah, this is a big one, Jeff. 3rd down and long for the Bobcats, and they're down 31-16. As you can see, our producer director and our new scoreboard right on the screen. So that's a nice little gizmo we added this year. Thanks to our friend, Mr. Nick Page.
He is the maestro.
Keeps the fans well informed. Our
Trips
viewers.
to that wide side of the field. Looks like that's probably where that Garrett's going to look to go. He's going to have to run for his life. He's going to get rid of the football. Does a nice job of just throwing it away. He had pressure bearing down the straights in Reed Zielinski, who's had a whale of a game defensively.
Reed's done a nice job tonight, Jeff, for the Bay City Western Warriors. Good shot right there at Chris Willards and Nick Barton. They're talking for the next series of offensive plays. Good job by Chris talking to his offensive coordinator. And again, the Warriors going to get the good field position on this punt.
Well, and they're probably not going to opt to try and block us kick, because the last thing you want to do is give them the ball back, try and get a piece of somebody at the line of scrimmage and hope for a return. They're showing that they're going to go for it, but nope, John Glenn is going to take a timeout now. Yeah. You know, a lot of times they'll just quick kick out of that formation, but, you know, with 6:09 left in the third again, Coach Warner's going to take a long think about this, because you're only down to potentially 4 possessions left in this game, and at least 2 of them have got to come up with touchdowns.
Yeah, I thought that was a good timeout, Jeff. A little bit of confusion out there by the Bobcats. So Coach Warner says we're going to call a timeout, and we're going to talk about this. The Western Warriors right down here in front of us. They're going to talk about what they want to do too. So, you know, right here's you don't want to get blocking the kicker or anything like that. So let's play smart. Let's play discipline. We're going to come away with good field position and see what happens.
Well, you play prevent right here, Mike. I think is the safe thing to do. You don't rush the kick too much. If it kicks and it rolls for 35 or 40 yards, you still have possession of the ball and no issues.
A lot of teams now, Jeff, in situations like this aren't even putting anybody back. It's just a safe thing to do. Just we'll take the ball where it lands, where it lies, and we'll go 1st and 10. So good, smart coaching by both staffs.
I think they're going to go for it here on 4th down. I don't think they're going to quick kick out of this, but now they got Garrett backing up, and he's going to be in that quick kick formation. That thing's got a nice little reverse bounce on it, but boy, he's going to get another 10 yards of roll down to the 21-yard line. Probably as much as you could ask for.
It's okay.
That's about a 42-yard kick with no return.
Yep, nice job by Coach Warner and his staff showing what they might be doing, but they backed up, did that 4th down kick, and Bay City Western probably the worst field position they've had all night to start one of their drives.
Well, what you've got going on right now with Western, though, is they did not want to do anything silly.
Right.
So they sat back. I think what John Glenn did is they lined up trying to see the defense's formation. Once they found out that they weren't going to put up with that, you have got on the outside. It is it's Trail, I believe, or Newmeyer, one of the two. And Newmeyer cuts back across the grain. He's down inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. What a great play that time as Newmeyer got to the outside and he turned on the Benny in the chest.
Woo, Newmeyer. Oh, that young man, great vision, Jeff, and he was just taking a peek out of his inside eye, his right eye, and he saw nothing but green pastures, and he took it all the way down to the 15-yard line of the Bobcats.
Do you want to flip field position?
Oh, boy. That young man's got some wheels.
That's about a 64-yard advantage that he got on that.
Up and go.
Boy, you better give him a blow on this play and not have to carry the mail. 1st and 10 for the Western Warriors. Newmeyer's going to get it again as he dances to the outside, picks up more positive yardage.
I'll tell you what, he dances on the football field. I wonder what he's going to be like tomorrow night at the dance.
Oh, boy, I'm going to tell you what.
Shaking his groove thing.
He's going to probably ice down a little bit, and he'll be downright popular tomorrow night.
Wow.
5 minutes and counting left in this third quarter of play, 31-16, as you see on your screen. Western right now, and they may play this a touch on the conservative side, knowing Malin's got his confidence back, because again, 3 points here puts you up 3 scores.
Right.
So we'll find out right now.
Good news for the Warriors. Looks like Pop's back in the football game.
And he's going to get his hands on the ball. He cuts back across the green. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. It's a Western Warrior touchdown. Wow.
That ankle's okay.
He comes back in the ball game and he says, Mama, the ankle's just fine.
Give me the rock.
Oh, my. He made a cut off of his left foot again to change direction and cut the daylight, and he was in the end zone lickety-split.
And square shoulders. He makes that cut with square shoulders, goes north and south, Jeff. That's a good football player.
Malin to attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and it's long enough, and it's good. Time out of the field with 4:39 left in the third. Western 38. John Glenn 16, back in a moment on BCTV.
Where did this rash come from?
Hold on, let me see. Could be bed bugs.
Oh. Mom, Grant says I have bed bugs.
Let's see what the doctor says.
Introducing Covenant Virtual Care. Real-time video doctor visits, e-prescriptions, and follow-up. Now extraordinary care comes to you.
See, it's just poison ivy. Smart advanced.
Learn more at covenantvirtualcare.com.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doad and Mike Wisdala.
Push-up time.
I don't know what Coach Willard's told those kids at the half. He better bottle that speech because they have just come out with a ferocious vengeance here in the third quarter.
They certainly have played very well, Jeff, here in the third quarter. About time for those cheerleaders to do 38 push-ups.
They're not looking forward to this. They're going to be trying to do some cheater push-ups because I'm going to tell you what, those tries are going to be just screaming tomorrow night. They said, well, I can't do too many of those. I got to put on my fancy dress for tomorrow night. I don't want my tries popping out all over the place.
Here they go.
Yep, they'll do a little flex on that. They're going reluctantly. They're going down right now. Oh, can somebody count by fives? Can we get to 38 in a hurry? As Malin's going to kick off high and deep. Look at that kick back to the 7-yard line. Taken by the Western Warriors, the John Glenn Bobcats. They'll get back only to the 25-yard line. As it looks like that might have been Facundo.
Facundo was the ball carrier in on the tackle, number 58. That's Grant Gillis, the junior linebacker for the Western Warriors. 1st and 10 for the John Glenn Bobcats at their own 26-yard line. 4:32 to go here in the third quarter. Impressive third quarter for the Western Warriors.
It's getting a wee crispy out on the field, too, Mike, as the temp is dropping. And we're going to get down into those low 40s and high 30s tonight.
Good sleeping weather.
Oh, I'll tell you, love to have that window open a little bit.
Yes.
I'm just worried about your golf clubs in the morning. You know, it's going to be a little frosty on the pumpkin out there.
It could be 106 out there, a little frosty when I hold them.
Garrett back. Look at the time he's got to throw the football. He's flushed out of the pocket now, rolling to the wide side of the field. Covering quick and a pick. Michek's got the ball. He's down inside the 30-yard line. He's going to be dropped at the 25-yard line. He absolutely sat back there in the catbird seat in center field, read the eyes of the quarterback, and stepped right in front of the pass.
Yeah, Michek was just kind of like shadowing Garrett right there, Jeff, and he, like you said, he read his eyes, stepped right in front of the pass, turned over to the Bay City Western Warriors. Great field position at the Bobcat 25.
Boy, Blake Michek, son of Joel, really did a nice job on that play and came up with a huge turnover. Western Warriors again at the 25-yard line, first down, trying to come to the near side of the field. It's Trail. Trail's trying to come back across the grain, and great job defensively. And that looks like that could have been Nathan Jacobs, who got a little gimpy after he made that tackle.
Man, Nathan Jacobs did a nice job right there, Jeff. He showed a little bit of speed. Trail was trying to get away from him, and Jacobs just kind of ran him down. Great angle of attack by Jacobs on that tackle. Big loss on the play for the Warriors.
Boy, that's a loss of about 11 yards of real estate. Second down and 21 yards to go. as a quick pass to the inside, dropped by the intended receiver. Boy, I'm going to tell you what, that pass was right on the button.
Number 9 is Jake Frizel, the quarterback for the Western Warriors right now, Jeff. And C.J. Trail did a nice little skinny type post, just kind of went up about 10 and cut in about 2, and he just took his eyes off it just for a skosh of a second and dropped it, but it was a good play. He had a lot of real estate in front of him. That might have been 6 for the Warriors.
He would have had at least 15 to 20 yards on that play, so it'll be a big third down play right now. Still 21 yards to go. Taking their time. Quick pump fake. Trying to roll upfield, and a modest gain on the play. Get him back down to about the 32-yard line before he's brought down defensively by, amongst others, number 26. And that is Fredenberg.
Warriors going to have to punt this away, Jeff. Going to be 4th down and 20 for the Warriors. They will punt it away, and they will really back up the Bobcats here with 3:07 to go here in the third quarter.
You're looking for a little doggy kick here, a little pooch.
Yeah, a little pooch kick.
So, and that ball is kicked, and that's got a little bit of life. Will that get into the end zone? Yes, it does. So a break for John Glenn because that ball comes out to the 20. Again, that's right. I like to try and just kick the air out of that ball, kick it high in the air, and allow your kick team to surround it at the goal line and keep it in the field of play. But that thing didn't really get into the end zone by more than a couple of yards.
Yeah, I had the front row spin on it, Jeff. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bobcats with 2:54 to go in the third quarter. Garrett back in at quarterback, number 26, the lone setback, Fredenberg. Or is that number?
Fredenberg will be in the slot here to the near side.
That's number.
Might be Jacobs. Can't see him spin to the side. Jacobs has been back there most of the night.
Yep.
Trying to come. They set up a little screen. Look at Witschel and company out there to sniff that thing out for a loss on the play. Witschel didn't make the tackle on that play, Mike, but he went and blew the play up.
Yep, didn't have to. And again, good communication again by the defensive line, Jeff. When you see that you're going to get in there and not touch, you're yelling screen, screen, screen. You go try to find the player that they're trying to set the screen up for, and you go get them and find them. And very good discipline again by the Bay City Western Warriors.
Loss on the play actually of a couple of yards, 2nd down and 12 yards to go as the John Glenn Bobcats with 2 and 10 left in the third have got to find some instant offense. Time to throw the football. Garrett again, he steps up in the pocket. Penalty flag down as the pass is completed on the play to the Bobcats. I'm pretty certain we're going to have offensive holding here.
Wyrowski ran a nice route, and the nice thing about that, Garrett waited for him to clear, and he finally cleared, put it right on the money, but we're going to get a holding call against the Bobcats.
Well, and the problem with that holding call, Mike, is that thing happened about 5-6 yards into the backfield, so that'll almost be a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. Fortunate, if there is such a thing for John Glenn, that it'll be in the half to distance to the goal line area.
Well, one of the nice things about the Bobcats, Jeff, we've watched them for a couple years. That screenplay is their bread and butter. They run that very well, and they've done nice things with that over the last couple of years. And the Western Warriors are just kind of sniffing that thing up. But that's a very, very well-run, well-set-up play for the Bobcats.
Boy, it is 2nd down and forever, about 25 yards to go for the John Glenn Bobcats. And now you got to watch out because Garrett's heels are on the goal line as he's ready to take this snap. And you know the Western Warrior defensive line, they're pinning their ears back and they're coming.
They be drooling.
Looks like they're going to have a linebacker blitz as well. Linebacker gets there in a hurry to stop the ball carrier in the backfield. Looks like Jacobs might have rolled forward for a yard.
Boy, Tyler Schisler, number 15 for the Warriors, just shot in there, slowed that play down, and a couple of his buddies came and finished off the running back.
Reed Zielinski.
Yeah, he's had a nice game tonight, too.
Certainly has.
Yes, he has.
Boy, a loss of maybe a half a yard on that play. Still 3rd down and a whole bunch for the John Glenn Bobcats. And boy, if they don't get this thing deep out of their own end, they're going to be kicking from their heels on the back line of the end zone. Garrett's back in the end zone. He's got happy feet. He's pulling forward right now, trying to come downfield. He lofts one up, and that thing is just going to be short. And a defensive back for Western absolutely did not make a wise play because there was no way that the wide receiver was going to be able to get to that football. And you're going to pick up a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, what he was trying to do, Jeff. There was a kind of a floater, and Garrett's arm got hit, and the ball was just floating. So they were both going after it and trying to go after it. He just kind of held him just a touch. Referee was right there, so that's going to be right at the 20-yard line. The ball is going to be placed at the 20-yard line.
So they're going to get another opportunity. It's going to be 3rd down and 10. They're running a little jailbreak here. Trying to roll one down the sidelines just over the outstretched hands of the intended receiver. And that was number 26, and that was Fredenberg.
And you watch those receivers, Jeff, they were kind of battling for the ball. They were kind of touching each other and knocking each other's hands down. So, good job by the official letting those kids play. They were both going after the football. Garrett just threw it just a touch long, but it's going to be 4th down and 10 for the Bobcats at their own 20-yard line.
Boy, this may be the play of the ball game for John Glenn. If they go for it here and don't get it, you're setting Western up inside the red zone. So we'll see. Nope, they're going to back Garrett up, and I think that's a wise play as he's just going to get rid of that football. Nobody back again for Western, so they'll let that hit. Nice job by Garrett as that thing floats down to the 35-yard line. So that's a 45-yard kick with no return.
Been pretty special tonight with the kickers on both squads, Jeff. Punting and kicking the football. Field goals and extra points, kickoffs. Done a nice job tonight. What a great weapon to have for high school teams.
That's certainly, and that's something, even when you look at Bay City Central, the last 4 or 5 years, they've had just great field goal kicking.
It's important.
That's a huge weapon.
Special teams is an important facet of the game that a lot of people just kind of forget about sometimes.
Looks like Carter Botchgalupo back to get this snap. Very modest gain forward. Look at Pop. He breaks a couple of tackles. He could be gone. He's at the 40, the 35, the 30, the 20, 15, 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. It's a Western Warrior. Touchdown! Wow.
65 yards.
Refusing to go down at the line of scrimmage. You know who I credit on that play? The officials being patient on the whistle to not blow that play dead. And Pop got himself well over 100 yards on 2 carries tonight.
That was a nice effort by that young man, Jeff. And really, I was watching him with the binoculars. 2nd, 3rd effort. He just didn't quit. He plays to the whistle, and there was no whistle, so that's why he made it 65 yards.
Boy, I call that continuous effort. Ooh. He just never stopped. Extra point is up long enough and good enough. 28.6 ticks left in the 3rd. Western with a whole bunch of points. That's as many as they've gotten in numerous games this year. As Coach Willards looks like he's a step closer to doing the victory dance for the first time this year. Look at him down there, Coach. We're going to stay right here. This guy will not stop coaching no matter what the situation. Up 30, down 30. I'm telling you what, I could not be happier with this hire out here at Western.
Yep.
He is going to have long-term success with the Warriors.
Everybody you talk to out here, Jeff, he's just a bundle of energy. He's walking the halls. He's putting some new things inside the school, inside the football programs, doing a lot of nice things, a lot of energy, he's very, very positive. And that goes back to his playing days at Michigan State and turning himself into a motivational speaker. And they have done a great job tonight. Great game plan, and you can see that they have done a nice job of focusing these kids in tonight for this football game. It's a big game for them with John Glenn coming to town.
You know what? And he is just a tireless worker. I do youth football on Saturday. Whenever Western plays, I guarantee you will turn around and see Chris Willards looking at the talent of tomorrow.
That's important to get those kids early in and start talking about what's going on in your program.
Well, and being visible.
And being
that
visible.
He cares. And indeed, that's the thing of beauty.
Huge.
Not that others didn't do it. I don't want to insinuate he's the first, but he really knows how to embrace the situation. Ball is dropped by Fredenberg. He comes upfield, makes somebody miss. He's up over the 35 to the 37-yard line with a real nice return on the play. Finally brought down by the Western Warriors, amongst others, number 30 on that tackle, and I don't have a number 30 on my roster.
Also in on that tackle, another gentleman that's had a nice game tonight, 83, Thane Deming for the Western Warriors.
Been big on special teams, Thane has.
Yeah, he's played a very nice game. Very nice. All three. I've said it before during the first halftime show, all three phases of Western tonight have been clicking.
1st and 10 for the John Glenn Bobcats, trying to push the instant offense button right now to try and get back in this football game. Quick pass on the outside, in and out of the hands of number 10. And that's Ryanowski.
Wyatt Wyrowski, Jeff, and he's had a nice football game tonight for the Bobcats. It was right on the money, 16 and a half ticks to go here in the third quarter.
These things happen, Mike, when you try and make a big play.
Yeah.
You've got to watch that thing in, and when the eyes just leave your hands for that split second so that you can spin and make a move, you can't make the big play till you haul the mail in, and it's a very easy mistake for young people to make. Here comes the pressure again. Great job by Garrett. And he drops it down at the 48-yard line. He knew he was about ready to take a big hit. And he says, I'll live for another down.
Discretion's a better part of valor, my friend.
And that will take us to the end of the third quarter of play with our score. The Western Warriors 45 and the John Glenn Bobcats 6. Back in a moment for the final 12 here on Bay County TV.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this. The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Back for the final 12 minutes on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Mike Guasdala along with you. Jared Doan and Nick Page upstairs on the camera. Natalie Doan producing and directing. And the Cookie Monster himself right behind us, Mark Nierenberg. He's got his watchful eye on all that is said and done tonight.
He's a visible guy, too.
Oh, you got to love the Burgermeister out here. Third down now and about 3 yards to go. Garrett back to pass. He's going to be flushed as he tries to roll to the wide side of the field, and a nice attempt at a pass catch. Fredenberg just couldn't come back and get it. And again, Garrett has initial time, but when nobody's open and he's got to run for his life after that pocket collapses, it really makes it rough to throw on the run.
Yeah, and he had some heat coming from the backside too, Jeff. 4th down and 4 to go for the Bobcats. I think they're going to go for it right here.
I think they have to at this point, Mike.
I agree. 4th down and 4, they're going to have to go for it. But Garrett's done a nice job tonight, Jeff. And he throws a very nice football right there. Just a skosh underthrown, but he's played well overall.
He's back to pass. He's going to loft this thing downfield, and again, just over and throws an intended receiver that had a couple of steps. That was Trevor Wallison. And again, when he'll look back in the game film on this, when you've got somebody beat, put a little touch on that thing and give your receiver a chance to run underneath it.
He's done that a couple times tonight. It's just sometimes when you get a little pressure, you try to throw it a little bit harder. So it's turned over on downs. 1st and 10 for the Warriors inside Bobcat territory at the 44-yard line.
Boy, and right now, too, I think you're going to see a little bit of Chuck Knox out there. You're just going to see
Chuck,
Ground Chuck out there. They're just going to try and grind it out right now. Coming to the near side of the field, Pop squares the shoulders, turns the corner, finds a little daylight with a little burst of speed on the outside. And he is down to the 20-yard line for another gain, and we got a penalty flag at the 34.
We got the golden pen of the Bay City Times just to our right, Jeff. Could you think about maybe A gold helmet, maybe?
I would say that Mr. Pop is in store for that. You know, where you look at this penalty, though, Mike, it's holding. But when you go to the point that it happened, it's actually only going to be a penalty that's going to bring it back down, and it will be first down and about 12 yards to go.
Yep.
So if you're going to get one, instead of 1st and 20, you're only really losing a couple of yards of real estate. Pop's burst of speed to the outside just continues to impress me.
Yeah, it really is a nice extra gear that young man has, but he's got great vision also, Jeff, and great feet.
Boy, he's going to try and take this one up on the inside. Somebody does exactly what you've got to do for John Glenn. They get him right down low, and that is Facundo up top. We got a penalty flag down, and it was also in on the tackle, number 50, getting there in a hurry. And that was Dienauer. Now what do we got here penalty-wise? I think they're going to get Western again.
Not quite sure what Coach Willards. They got personal foul.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. And, you know, when that happens, you guys have got to understand as players that frustration is going to take place. Your discipline, and Coach Willards will use this as a great learning tool for these young men. You know, they're getting frustrated right now, and they shouldn't be. You look at the scoreboard, just have control and composure, and let's just get this thing done and celebrate victory.
Right.
Maybe I'm oversimplifying it because I'm not down in the trenches, but you just got to have control of your emotions.
And it's a great teaching moment for his staff right there, Jeff.
Oh, you got Pop. He's going to be in the Wildcat. He's banging forward, trying to cut back against the grain. He's going to pick up some yardage and get out over the 40 to about the 43-yard line. So it will be second down and still a whole bunch. But the clock's starting to move, and looks like we've got a John Glenn Bobcat getting up slow on the play, and that looks like Michael Dykes, number 72, who's going to have to come out for a play.
Yeah, Michael Dykes is
He looks a little wobbly.
Yeah, he's a freshman too, Jeff.
He got his bell rung. He was weebling on his way to the sidelines, Coach. So they'll take him down, and he's still fuzzy. They're going to just lay him down right there on the sideline and keep an eye on him. I know you're keeping your eye right there as they attend to him, Mike. I'll get on with the play here as the Western Warriors on third down and 22 yards to go. Pop in motion to the outside. Bachkalupo is going to get caught in the background and backfield, and he's going to be back to about the 34-yard line.
It's like number 53, Cody Higgins, again in on the tackle, Jeff. He's had a very good football game for the Bobcats tonight. It's going to be 4th down and 23 for the Warriors. They're going to punt of the way. Nobody back yet. Going back is number 10, Wyatt Wyrowski for the John Glenn Bobcats.
And again, that little rugby-style kick, and that's going to go out of bounds somewhere around the 34, 35-yard line, I'm guessing. Oh, no, he's going to be generous. He's going to cruise up to the 38-yard line. What do we got on the sidelines? Is the young man up? Looks like he's not on the ground anymore over there.
They're I can't tell right now, Jeff.
He's off the ground, though. They've got him back to the bench area, and that's a great sign because – boy, I'll tell you, he was definitely not in the neighborhood when he took up off the field as he was all over the place. And the Western Warriors, with too many men on the field defensively, get that extra player off before the Bobcats address the ball. 9:44 left of the ball game. Boy, this has been another long one here tonight in the cornfield out at Western. Garrett back to pass the football. Intended on the play, it looks like Wallison, and it's incomplete. Back to the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10 yards to go for the John Glenn Bobcats.
Jacob Watucky in on the coverage for the Bay City Western Warriors. Jeff, 9:40 to go in the football game.
We're fast approaching 2.5 hours here, Coach, in this football game.
We've had some long ones this year on Bay County TV. Good ones and long ones.
As Garrett, he's going to try and hand off, and absolutely nothing going that time. I'm going to wait to see who the running back is. Facundo in the backfield. He got that ball, and he looked up, Mike, and all he saw was brown jersey skin his face.
And guess who was leading the pay raid was number 52, Reed Zielinski for the Western Warriors.
He's probably been the defensive MVP tonight for this Western team.
He's had a really nice football game. He's played very well in that defensive line and linebackers. Defensively, the whole defensive squad for Western has been very impressive tonight.
They've really stepped up their game, smelling victory. And Garrett in the back again, can't step up this time, and we got Laundry.
Face mask, I think.
We'll wait and find out. Flags came from two different directions.
I think you're going to see a face mask.
And that 15-yard face mask still will not result in a first down. Personal foul face mask against the Western. Coach, you're right on.
I didn't even have the binoculars on him that time.
I mean, your logic would tell you if you don't know what it is, that more times than not is what it is. And, boy, that's just something, no matter what the situation of the game, you can't miss that because that's a safety factor.
Yep.
But that makes it 3rd and 2 for John
a little
Glenn.
more manageable than 3rd and 12 or
Your
whatever it was.
playbook's a little more wide open on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, you can go deep into the playbook at 3rd and 2.
As the clock, Dr. Glowicki up on the clock.
Yeah.
And Dr. Harmon doing the PA, a couple of old veterans here at Western.
Greg Glowicki told me he's got a whole bunch of years in, 38 to be exact.
Garrett trying to get around the outside, a little confusion on that potential handoff. 38 years for Greg Glowicki. Wow. He must have only been 8 when he started doing that workout here.
we go back a long way. I coached out here with him, and I was also a third-shift custodial engineer out here with Greg, and I were the only two on third shift. So we go back a long ways, back to my early days in the Bay City Public.
That's a thing of beauty.
Wow.
4th down and 3 now for Western. They've got to convert to maintain possession of this football. Garrett back to pass and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. And that might have been number 6, Wolfscheid, trying to bring that ball in. Or was it number 9 on the play? Osdike.
Turned over on downs, Jeff. Bobcats had an opportunity, but it slipped away right there. Be 1st and 10 for the Warriors at the Bobcat 45-yard line, far hash mark. 7:56 to go in the football game. Bay City Western up over the Bobcats.
Boy, I'm going to tell you what, this game, second half has been absolutely all Western. Some new running backs into the ball game for the Western Warriors. I think that might be Genesig.
Yep, that's Geneseo. Thomas Geneseo, the senior.
Yep, I'm
Number
sorry.
23.
I had the shade going over my program here, Geneseo. That's why I got you along with me, Coach. Thank you. You're not just another
I'm a good
pretty face
enunciator.
in the
Yeah,
crowd.
just not another pretty face in the crowd.
2nd and 10 Western. Trying to come, Geneseo looking for a little swan song. Picks up a couple of yards on this one. Great defensive pursuit. Somebody getting up a little bit slow here. And that looks like Fredenberg again.
Dienauer and Fredenberg in on the tackle. Fredenberg's had a nice football game tonight for the Bobcats, Jeff.
He's been his name's been called off.
It has.
How about the crowd out here at Western tonight? The Warriors for homecoming have got this side and the hill on both sides of the stands just jam-packed tonight. That's a thing of beauty for homecoming for all the folks that came back. They've seen a great big Western game. As trying to get that ball downfield, in and out of the outstretched hands of the intended receiver.
Norfleet was the intended receiver, Jeff, and Friesel was the quarterback at the time. So it's going to be 4th down. Warriors are going to punt it away. 6:37 to go in the football game.
Shepard will be the punter for Western. Boy, still 6:37 left in this game, Mike. As you just said, this has just been a long game. Shepard will kick. That ball gets partially blocked, I believe. And it's still going to roll down inside the 25-yard line down to the 21. So just waited that split second too long, and one of the John Glenn Bobcats might have been number 46 in there to get a finger on it, and that's Nathan Jacobs.
Big thank you tonight again, Jeff. Mike Thayer, AD, Judy Cox, the principal out here. Dr. Bigelow, Superintendent, Bay City Public. How about our great sponsors again that have jumped on board this year? You know what? We have got some great people. And as always, the official apparel provider for Bay County TV, our good friends Jeff and the gang out at Shirts, Mugs, and More out there on Center Avenue. Custom screen printing, custom embroidery. Check them out. Just off of Charmin on Center.
They're unbelievable people out there. Glad to have the opportunity to work with them, as there's a nice gain on the play of about 9 yards for the John Glenn Bobcats. I believe that might have been Jacobs, the ball carrier.
Also want to remember our friends from AAA Transport and Village Towing, and always our good friends from Covenant Healthcare for helping us out this year also.
That was number 15, Christie, the ball carrier. Covenant has just really taken the forefront over the last 3 years to make this program work and be a major sponsor. But you know what? It takes all the sponsors to make it work. So we're appreciative, as you say, of all of them.
Every one of them. We couldn't do it without them.
Garrett looking things over. 5:40 and counting left in the ball game. Trying to go up the middle, and again, the penetration by Western. And they're very close to the first down mark. I think they're going to give them the benefit of the doubt, move the sticks, and give them a 1st and 10 for the John Glenn Bobcats.
How about number 58, Grant Gillis, with the big tackle right there from the Warriors. A lot of wholesale changes going on for the Bay City Western Warriors, Jeff. And the Bobcats did pick up the first down, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bobcats at about their own 32-yard line. And as you can see on the screen, the down marker, we've talked about a couple times, it is lit up. It's an electric LED down marker. First time we've seen that in high school football.
It's illuminating on the sidelines. Little broken play as Garrett gets back just shy of the line of scrimmage. And also, while I got a minute, I'd like to thank Lee Thompson for a great story on the rivalry of these two teams. When I think of this rivalry, I go back to the Getz twins.
Yeah.
The years in the mid-'80s, I think 85 and 6 when they were out here. Yep. Just two of the best twin athletes, pound for pound, that this area has seen in a long time.
Well, I had an opportunity to work with those young men when I was out here, Jeff, and just it was truly a pleasure and honor to know those young men. They were just two fantastic leaders out here and always highly regarded.
Pass is complete, just shy of that first down mark.
Nice job by Garrett. Number 10 was the receiver, Wyrowski. He's had a really good football game tonight for the Bobcats, Jeff.
He'll just be shy of that first down marker. 3rd down and a yard to go as we're fast approaching 4 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Garrett looks like he's starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm again, which will pay benefits in future weeks, because I know Joe Blong is going to be out for at least a couple of more weeks. And I think as the rest of the season goes on, he's only going to be able to play defense. Looks like Cade Thompson led the tacklers for the Western Warriors.
Boy, they really fly to the ball. Cade had him wrapped up, and he had a whole bunch of brown helmets coming.
I think Christie, the ball carrier again.
I think you're right.
Enough, though, to move the sticks. 1st and 10 for the John Glenn Bobcats. 3:50 and counting left in the ball game. Fans are just starting to trickle out of here. I don't think too many fans want to leave. They want to absorb every moment of this homecoming night here in the cornfield.
I think you're going to see a mad rush onto the football field after this game, Jeff.
Ball carried forward. Gain on a play of about 6 yards just over midfield. We'll see who gets up out of the bottom of that stack again. That is
number 58, Grant Gillis, again for the Bay City Western Warriors.
Boy, even any button that they've pushed tonight in the second half, Mike, has just been unbelievable. I'm going to talk to Coach Willards and find out what he said to these kids at halftime, because they have just come out and played an intense, focused second half of football. Second down and a long 4. Garrett with the pass completed. Ryrowski down to about the 42-yard line. It's going to be enough to move the sticks again.
Gillis.
When you've got time to throw the football, and that has been Garrett when he's had time to toss it.
It's been impressive.
He's got a nice arm. He's got nice touch. He'll look back at a couple of balls and wish he had a little different touch on him, but it's his first start. I think he's really done a nice job today.
I agree with you 100%. I think he's played a wonderful football game tonight for the Bobcats with 2:30 to go here in the football game.
Well, when you look at his mentor for 3 years, though, it kind of helps.
Yeah.
As Christie, the ball carrier, goes forward for a modest gain on the play. When you can sit and watch the master Joe Blong work, you know that you've learned from the best.
Yeah, and then we talked to Joe before the game, and he was very positive. He was taking it all in stride, and we appreciate him coming up and talking to us, and he gets it. He's an athlete. He understands things like this is going to happen, but from his point of view, it's going to make him better at his craft.
He is such a great young man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I could take 100 of him and rule the country with it. He's got the it factor, and that is just a really cool thing for that young man. Garrett's trying to throw across his body. Just can't get enough on the throw, as it looks like it was intended out there for Willison, number 13.
And I'll tell you what, the Western Warriors, like you said earlier, they whatever button or whatever they switched on and off, it worked tonight for them, Jeff. And really, how happy can you be for the Warriors getting their first win in a couple years? And they have worked hard to get to this point, and it's been this is a very good win for the Western Warriors.
Well, and at the completion of this game too, we're definitely going to look to get a close up at Coach Willard. Says he will have a permagrin on his face, well deserved. That'll be the first of many wins for his program out here at the Western Warriors. Garrett's going to run away from trouble again. He's got some room down the sidelines. He's trying to get the first down. He's going to be a little bit shy. Nope, I think they're going to give him the first down to the 31-yard line. Great individual effort his time. He gets away from the pressure, rolls to the near side of the field, finds just enough daylight to get that first down.
John Glenn's played a very good football game tonight, Jeff, but, Western took advantage of some things. They had some big plays on special team and some fumble recoveries for touchdowns. But overall, I thought John Glenn played well with the situation that was been handed to him this week.
Oh, there's Christie down the sideline. 15-10, 5-4-3-2-1. He's into the end zone. It's a John Glenn Bobcat touchdown. Very nice job. Christie ran to daylight, had a nice little burst as he went down the sidelines.
Well, he tiptoed down the near sideline, took it in from about 30 yards, Jeff, and it's 45-22. We got a $1:16 to go here in the football game. Homecoming night at the cornfield. Going to be a big celebration here at Western over the next couple days.
Love this late touchdown for John Glenn because it shows no quit.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh, no, don't tell me I'm thinking like you again, Coach. Wow.
You know what? There is no quitting these kids from John Glenn. That's what you like to see.
That was a thing of beauty.
It sure was.
Extra point is up. It's long enough, and it is good. Time out of the field with a $1:16 left in the ball game. 45-23. We'll be back for what appears to be the victory formation for the Western Warriors right after this in a moment on BCTV.
You treat your family with extraordinary care every day, which is why when it comes to their health, more of you choose Covenant Healthcare. We specialize in extraordinary care, from diagnosis to recovery, from babies to grandparents. Learn more about our extraordinary bariatrics program. Sign up for our free seminar.
All right, as we look at the John Glenn Bobcats coming out onto the field with a little bit of a moral victory. As I was very impressed with that drive. Nice run-pass option. Christie with a couple of strong runs. Garrett with a couple of nice passes. And they put 6 on the board, and that's a thing of beauty.
Nice to see the young men are still giving it their all. There's no quitting either one of these football teams. Doesn't matter, Jeff. They're going to give you everything. They got 48 minutes. That's what you got to love about high school football.
They're going to kick this thing deep from the 5-yard line. That looks like
Trail.
That is going to be Trail. And he gets up to about the 37-yard line, and with a $1.06 left in the ball game, I believe the Western Warriors are going to go into that formation that they have not had the opportunity to utilize yet this year.
This is a big win for the Western Warriors, Jeff.
And I'm certain that we'll take a minute as the clock winds down and hope that they find Coach Willerts on the sidelines, because I am going to be really interested to see how he can absorb this first victory of many out here at Western.
Well, and what you need to do right now is you got to start thinking about getting that football, getting that thing signed by all the players and all the coaches, and make sure Coach Willerts gets that after the game and let him put that up on his mantle at home.
And he will proudly take that. They're only going to have to snap this ball one more time. As the band is coming down right now, the fans are climbing over the fence. I'm going to tell you, it is going to be a big time in the cornfield tonight out here at Western. They're going to have to snap this ball in about 2-3 seconds, and it'll be the last one for the game. As they take that knee, both teams showing great sportsmanship, knowing that that's what's going on. Western comes to the sidelines. As we're going to look down and see if we can find Coach Willerts on the sidelines. Stay right there on that picture as that young man is going to walk across the field and taste victory for the first time in his career. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, 1, and 0. That's all there is.
There isn't any more.
The final score in our ball game, the Western Warriors 45 and the John Glenn Bobcats 23. We're going to keep it here for a minute. The fans got to get out of the way so that they can do the handshakes, but the fans are standing back here, and they can't wait to say how do on homecoming weekend to their victorious Warriors.
Hugs all around, Jeff. The Western Warriors absolutely played an inspired football game tonight. They had a great game plan, offense, defense, special teams. It was clicking tonight for the Western Warriors on homecoming.
Back to put the wraps on this one in just a moment on BCTV. Good evening and welcome back to the post-game show here on Bay County TV. Mike, we saw a back-and-forth game in the first half, but boy, the second half was dominated by the Western Warriors.
Western came out and did a great job, Jeff, in the second half. They got that big touchdown early in the second half, and from that point on, they really played very, very well. And congratulations to Western. Really a big win for this program, for this school, and this community.
Chris Willerts, I'm going to try and match your permagrin.
I don't think you can.
Could not be happier for him. He has really worked with these kids. He's preached from day one. Work hard and good things will happen. This is the first chapter of that hard work paying off.
I think you saw a really good game plan tonight for the Bay City Western Warriors. They did a nice job. I've said it all game long. Offense, defense, special teams. It was fun to watch. They were disciplined. They did a lot of nice things. And you know what? They're going to enjoy this for, I always had the 12-hour rule. I think it's going to go up to 16, 18 hours and let them enjoy this. And it was a big program win for the Warriors.
Now you look on the other side at Jeremy Warner. That team after the Central game last week was really banged up. Yep. Joe Blong out. They really had to modify things. Through the first half, that team played very, very well. Garrett did a great job at quarterback. They're young. I really see some bright things coming from this John Glenn program. If they can hold it together this year, I think they're going to be fun to watch by next year.
That's a good football team, and they played well at times tonight, Jeff, and they did some very nice things. They're not afraid to, they'll stand up with anybody. They're going to put a hat on somebody, and they're going to play, and they're going to give you 48 minutes of football every time they're on the football field. And I thought they did some really nice things, and they had to make a lot of wholesale changes. It wasn't small changes; it was big changes. A 3-year starter at quarterback, O'Hare didn't play, so they made a lot of changes. They showed very well tonight. They'll look at the tape. They'll get better from this. They'll learn from this and get ready for next week. I like the way that team plays.
Yeah, I do too. I think they play with great heart and great energy.
They do.
There's no quit in them, as was shown by the late touchdown that they scored.
Yep.
So, you know what? The cupboard's not bare at John Glenn. The naysayers, they can just hold their thoughts.
Yeah, they're going to be fine. They do some nice things, and they ran into a good football team tonight. Bay City Western, we've heard through the grapevine and talking to people, they were getting better every week, and we knew they were going to play very well. And it's a big rivalry. It's homecoming, and Western just played well tonight and did some things. But hey, John Glenn can hold their hands high, and they played hard.
I really think, as I dig deep in here and come up with what is going to be my key moment of the ball game, the halftime talk that Western made with the adjustments that they came out and dominated the second half with.
Yeah, I don't know what was said in there, and I'm sure we'll be able to find out if we ask Coach Willis. A lot of times they don't like to tell you what goes on at halftime, but whatever he said.
We're going to scoop it out.
We'll get it. But, whatever he said, I don't think he probably went in there and was doing anything crazy or anything like that. He says, look, fellas, we're in a position right now. We're up 21-16 here at the halftime. Let's just keep this thing rolling. Let's stop some of the penalties that we've been getting, hang on to the football, and let's do, and I've said it in the pregame and I've said it many times, details are the ones that win you football games or any type of athletic event. It's the small things that you do correctly, and he's a detailed coach, and that's why they did some things good tonight.
Untimely penalties, the one thing that they're going to need to address this week that they've got to correct as they continue to move forward.
They'll take care of that. That's one of the detailed things that they're going to look at, and they'll take care of that next week in practice. And they'll say, there's going to be a point where we're going to get those. We can't overcome those things, so we got to take care of that. You got to, use your head and take care of business. And if you get a little chippy out there, if you start hearing some things, you got to walk away from that and not get that flag.
Well, week 6, we're two-thirds of the way through the season already, but it's been a fun year, the first of many wins for Western. Couldn't be happier for that program partner. Great to have you back.
Oh, it's good
Grandpa
to be
in the saddle with us.
Yeah, it's good to be back, and I appreciate Mike Vincent, Morley Frazier helping us out, but I appreciate all the well wishes from you, and I will say it again, it is a very special feeling to be a grandfather.
You're worthy, brother.
I am very proud to be one, so I appreciate it.
I'd like to thank Jared and Natalie Doan, Nick Page, the rest of our family that makes it all happen.
Good to be back with them, too.
Yes, next week I believe we are going to be up in Pinconning, as we'll see homecoming up there next week as well. Thanks for being with us. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.
We'll see you at Penny.